How are we doing, boys and girls? Good morning. Welcome, welcome. Early birds catch the worm. That is true. Right, let's get things up and running. Game. Go, 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 go. Let's get the auction house up and running. Let's check some auctions first thing. Okay, today is pattern collection continuation day. Probably. Whoa, hello. What's going on here? Disconnected. I'm going to hopefully utilize the TBC time walk. What is going on? A server's down? Hello. Game. Woke up at 5 a.m. to play the new Forza, but it's ass. People sad. Oh no. Battle.net won't let me log in. Yeah, it's kicking me out too. Okay. That wasn't something I had planned for. Probably should have checked that this morning. Well, I guess there's only one thing for it then, isn't it? There's only one thing for it. Let's play some Rumble. And I will keep checking, I suppose. I need to get my coffee on the go this morning anyway. So Battle.nets have... Oh my god, is Battle.net just dead everywhere? Hello? Can you email Bobby for me? Still don't have Rumble and have been pre-registered since the announcement. November 3rd. November 3rd, global launch of Rumble. Does that mean I'm in flight mode? Why was I in airplane mode? That's not going to help things, is it? But I want it now. I'm guessing there could be some shenanigans done with a VPN. Possibly, maybe. Is Blizzard just dead? Hang on. There's that. What's that website you can check? Down detector. I got it and never pre-registered. It depends where you live. Like Canada, there's a few places where you have it. Is Blizzard not a big enough company to be on this list? Reports indicate no current problems. Well, that's a lie. It's boosted. Absolutely broken. Okay. Not sure I believe you, game. People seem to be on classic. I wonder if it's just the launcher. Oh, it's thinking about it. Okay. What's going on here then? What is going on here then? Please hold. Please hold. Okay. Don't worry, cheerleader. I got you. I cleared the chat because I'm guessing you didn't mean to paste that in chat. Okay, Battle.net's busted. It's not going to let me on. Rumble doesn't want to work either. Hey, we're just going to have to react, Andy. Go on, at least let me play Rumble. Play Starfield? Oh, we're loading. Something's happening. Right, well, let me let that think about it. Let me let that... Words, English. Terrible. Mornings. Pre-coffee. Brain doesn't work. We're here for the rants. There was a Diablo dev yesterday. Well, hey, we're in. There was a Diablo dev yesterday. Dev talk live stream business, and on there, dare I say it, they are fixing a lot of the shit that Diablo 4 had wrong with it. They are fixing it. They're getting there. They're going in the right direction. Let's hope they can continue to work in that direction, because at the moment it's pretty tragic. But, oh, hang on, I've just realised I've got a fancy screen for this. Look, we got a fancy screen for this. We can do this. Look, boom! Check me out. Check me out. Okay, we don't need to be zoomed in quite that much. That's a bit ridiculous. Let me fix that camera setting. We do not need to see my entire house. There we go. That's better. That'll do. In fact, okay, let's... Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. That's not what we're doing. Oh, dear God. Things are not working as intended. Now I've completely ballsed it. Let's just leave it alone. Let's just not touch it. Let's just not touch it. We'll play some Rumble then, I guess, while we wait for servers to actually do their thing. Let me just quickly change. Okay, that's not a thing. Warcraft Rumble. Is that not a category on Twitch anymore? Oh, it is. Let's change that real quickly. I guess I'll just play this 0.7 out of 5 Chinese version, Warcraft Wamble. I mean, if it works, I suppose. Right. Okay. What for? Right, give me some freebies. Where have we got to? I am so low on coins, it's not even funny. Okay, we do not have... Hang on. This has got its own tunes. We can't have music on top of music. That just doesn't work. That one. There you go. Music on top of music. Let's get some Rumble games out the way while we wait for the Battle.net launcher to do its thing. If people can log on to WoW, please, let me know when it happens. because I had plans for WoW today, but you know, sometimes plans change. I need to work through a whole bunch of the quests. I'm probably strong enough to do Stranglethorn Vale on Heroic, but I want to finish Duskwood on Heroic. Let's get some of these grey missions out the way, because we get some big rewards for doing these Heroic missions. Every one we complete, we get a tome, an experience tome, so it's a good quick way for leveling stuff up.
You'll never break my shield.
Right. Oh, it's this dude in a bubble. Yeah. We need to somewhat slightly protect this dude if we can. We need to take that down as priority. Oh no, it's going to get nuked. They're going to get nuked. Okay, well, no harpies today then. How are we going to get that tower down? Let's go you, and let's go you. And then let's go you. Oh, perfect timing. Love that. Murlocs, go! Yes. Easy sauce. He's still got his bubble on, which is a problem. So we're not going to do any damage to him while he's got his bubble on. We need this little priest dude to go and slap him so his bubble disappears, meaning I really need to protect this priest, and I'm doing a terrible job of it. The priest is dead again. This is not good news. Let's backdoor you, because you can do a lot of damage to my harpies. No, my poor harpies. We got to time this right. This is a timing issue. Not even a skill issue, as they say. I need another priest to spawn, please. We got good control of the field, apart from this dude who's going to cause me some issues in a second. There we go. Here's a priest. Let's keep this priest nice and safe. Let's drop a stony boy in front of you. Go on, stony boy. You're meant to be up front, son. Right. Right, Stony Boy's on his way. Bubbles popped. Now we need to get some damage on the go. These dudes are going to cause me some havoc. We can clear them out with the U. Bish bash bosh. Easy stuff. Didn't even realise I won that one. Strange day, realised I need stuff from Brewfest, so got the bar circuit down to 11 minutes per ult. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, there's still a couple of things I need from Brewfest. I should really get on that. I really should. Hopped into Towley's stream because nobody else was on. He wasn't even there either, but was playing New World from yesterday. There's drops in New World as well, I think. So a lot of the big boy creators are probably just streaming 24 hours a day because the drops are on. Probably just running. Well, I know Towley seems to have an addiction to doing stream marathons. He's a bit crazy. Did that just say Arclight Surge ended? I'm hoping I finished that Arclight Surge. Oh dear. I'm pretty sure I did. So yeah, the heroic missions, right? For those who are vicariously playing Rumble, the heroic missions are, well, I can't actually show you the regular ones anymore because I've completed them all. every one of these little green dots on the map is a campaign quest, and once you complete the campaign quest the first time, and when you get to 50 sigils, you unlock the heroic campaign. The heroic campaign basically sends you back to the beginning and tells you to do it all again, but this time you have to complete each battle with one of the family leaders. And once you complete it with all 5 family leaders, like you can see I've done in Westfall here, you get a big stack of gold. I think it's 300 gold. And each time you complete it, you get an experience tome. So these are really good way, if you can defeat them, obviously, of chunking through and getting a big amount of experience for your minis, which is kind of what I'm in the process of doing now. It's just a slow and steady process, because obviously you've got to complete each one 5 times. I'm kind of doing it for the gold, though. I'm really, really short on gold. So 300 gold each time is really, really helpful at this point in the game when you're desperately trying to level everything up. And you are always wanting to buy stuff from the store. So gold is problematic at the beginning. Obviously, it's hashtag pay to win. So you could, in theory, just, cash money, swipe your way to success. But if you're trying to go the free-to-play route, then you might need to do some of the quests. So now I need, for example, an alliance family to defeat Gulia. So let's find, who's my best alliance character? Probably Tyrion. Although I've not leveled up many of the alliance ones at all, actually. Jaina and Maeve, I have not leveled up either of them at all, so I guess I'm going to have to use Tyrion. I've not really leveled him up much either. This might be problematic. Let's see. Can you explain the top part of the store, the thing you buy? So this is what they call the grid, right? So the grid is... the grid on a daily basis will show you this, right? You'll have 9 different slots that are potentially open on the grid. When you buy something, it drops that column down. Think of it like, the one-armed bandit, the route, put your money in, pull the thing. It's kind of like that. When you buy something, it will drop them down. If you'll see this one here, this is just an experience boost. So right now, if I was to buy this one, or this one, because they're in the same row and column as this experience boost, when I buy it, I'd get the 250 experience for that mini on top of just buying this. These ones that have the little icons, this is actually not me buying a mini, but me buying one of the traits for the minis. When you level up your minis, they unlock trait slots. You get 1 trait slot when you first... 1 trait slot, let's say, for example, my Huntress, I've leveled her to uncommon, so I've unlocked 1 trait slot. When you level them up even further to rare, you unlock the 2nd trait slot, and the 3rd once you get them eventually to epic. You have to buy the traits as well, because of course you do. So you either get the option of, like here, to just purchase a mini. If you already have one of the minis, instead of it just giving you a duplicate, you actually then start buying stars. And you need to collect stars for your minis to take them from uncommon to epic, to like rare to epic, and so on and so on. So it's basically any duplicate minis you get, you combine them, and once you've combined enough of them, you can level it up, sort of thing. So... at the moment, because I have already every single mini, I've already unlocked every single mini. Bearing in mind, I'm doing this 90% pay, like 90% sort of free to play. There's like a very early, like 20% experience, one-time purchase thing that I bought. But that's the only thing I've ever bought in the game. I've never purchased anything else, even though the game tries to throw lots of offers at you. Where was I? Yeah, so you slowly level up your minis. You can purchase things off this. When you purchase one, it rotates and something new might appear. Or if everything on here is dog shit and you don't want any of it, you can actually... Okay. Yeah, you can recycle the grid. So you can recycle it. You have to get these big red buttons, which are another thing that you only have a limited amount of them. But the big red buttons allows you to shuffle the whole thing, and you'll get a new selection of stuff. But of course, you're limited to how many of these you get. You get one of these for at least one of these for free every week, I think. But they only stack up to like 4 or 5, and of course, you can buy shuffles as well. So here, for example, the big Molten Giant dude, I have 2 out of 3 stars. Sorry, no, purchasing this would give me the 2nd out of 3 stars. So I'm very tempted to do that actually because it's a cool one. But I tend to like leveling up my leaders predominantly. Leaders are a little bit more expensive to level up. They're 120 coins per star. Regular troops are 90 coins per star. You need 3 coins to level them up the first time, 10 coins to level them up, then 25 coins to level them all the way up to epic. So, whew. I got kicked out of a Rumble guild even though I was contributing. Feels sad. In the early days of the guild here, there was we shuffled a few players. The way you contribute to the guild is a bit weird, right? So when you guild contributions aren't born equally. You only get contributions for the guild when you complete the Arclight events, which are periodically, and PvP rank in PvP. The guilds are going to be a very PvP focused thing, and unfortunately the PvP is also going to be very, very pay to win, which is a bit grim. But I like the they need to do something for the guilds because it's a bit basic still right now. But yeah, that's like the premise of how you sort of level things up and work through it. I'm just short on coins, so I need to get some more coins on the go. Gulia. See, now you can see, because we've got a Tyrion's an alliance leader, so we could complete all of these to fill the alliance sort of crest in on these, and we'll get an experience tome, an alliance specific experience tome when we complete this. Now this one's only level 12, so should be a piece of cake. Let's see. Let's have a look, shall we? Is it best to buy all of the minis first, or buy a few and then buy traits for them? From experience, it's best to get all of the minis first and then try and level all of them up to uncommon before pushing any to rare. It's really, really tempting to just focus on like a handful of minis, but there's good reason for trying to collect. For starters, you probably want to collect everything at the beginning because you have this thing called a collection level. Collection level is crucial to gaining more experience faster. So your collection level increases the more minis you have, and the rarer the minis you have. And the higher your collection level, the more experience you gain when completing quests. So there's a really good reason to focus on your collection level early days. I can explain that a little bit more in a minute. Let me see if we can actually win this. You're all the way up there. You're doing your bits. You're going to run and heal. You can run behind. If we can get the Huntress to start attacking this, we should be good. Tyrion's in for heals. This should be GG now. I can't imagine. Okay, she regenerates a lot of health from those. We need to get harpies on the go up there, I think. Harpies will absolutely cremate this boss. Harpies are one of the most OP troops in the game. If you can get harpies on the boss, look, it just melts. Oh, she does big AoE though. Okay, I was assuming that push was going to get us where we needed to go. It's probably not. We might be dead here. I might have pushed too hard. Yeah, I did. I pushed too hard. I hate localized sites. Do all of my gaming in English, but my Game Pass is in Finnish. It just looks wrong. Also, you probably find that the translations are a little bit 50-50 sometimes as well. Right, she seems to regenerate a lot of health, so we probably want to make sure that we send a big wave to kill him. Let's start off maybe by... okay. Send you down that way. Let's get you strolling out there. Let's get some presents up there. You can hold the fort. Let's send harpies down this way with a distraction. We need to claim this. It's important I claim this quickly. Right. As long as she doesn't heal up too much, we should be good. Oh my god, her heal is outrageous. Go on! Oh, if these two touch her, it's GG. No, stop healing! Stunned her. Rogue stunned her. Backstab action. Go on, Huntress! Oh god, she's going to heal up to full now. Okay. This is one of those, if you don't kill it in one push, it's a problem. Because she's just going to heal to full. And now she's going on a rampage. Oh my god, what's she doing? I didn't realise she went on a rampage. We got to defend on two fronts now. We might be alright if we can get... Oh my god, you go to town. Okay, GG. Oops. We're aware of an issue affecting our authentication servers, which may result in slow or failed login attempts. Oh, okay. Right, cool. It might be something I just need to hammer the servers to log in then. Right, let's try this once more. This shouldn't be problematic. We should have this. We just got to time it right. So, let's, I've been pushing this way. Maybe we just defend this way, but we push this way.
Stay sharp. Stay sharp.
Come on, quick enough, quick enough, quick enough. Oh no, it's going to die. That's fine. We've always got to send the Huntress up the top, because the Huntress can attack from both sides. Silly Blizzard making me try out No Man's Sky. That's on my radar as well, you know. I'm not going to lie. I've contemplated that. I've definitely... Oh, no. Now she's going to eat all of this business and she's going to go wham and then she's going to attack us and it's going to be GG again. We need to stop her from being able to heal like this because then she evolves and now she's just going to go to town. We can distract her at the very least. But we need to do something about this. This dragon's going to absolutely cook us. Go, Harpies, go. Go, Harpies, do Harpy things. Harpies to the rescue. Oh, does she still have the ability to heal up even when she's in this rampage mode? Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, not sure the play on this one. Just a casual 14 gig download. We live in Finland. Internet's fast. It's fine. 10 minutes. I respect you for defending even when it's deemed to lose. Sportsman spirit. Is it sportsman spirit or is it just unnecessary stubbornness? So we just push like a crazy person. I need this dude. These two should be able to tank everything. Right, screw defending. We're just going to go for one massive push and hope it works. Screw defending. Defending's for suckers. He says as he's getting carved up. Alright, maybe I'll defend a little bit. Oh no, I'm on fire. I'm dead. Ah, stupid game. Alright, well, we'll leave that one as it is then. Am I not dead? Oh, I didn't. I must die. This fight is going to finish me off. Single high health minis instead of squads. Yeah, my harpies are actually problematic in this situation. They're just too good. Oh, she's coming this way. Ah, oh, flipping hell! I sent me team down this way, and she's on a mosey this way. Okay. And she just one-shots my harpies. Yeah, my harpies don't do very well against her, do they, really? Okay. Rethink the strategy on this one. Unless I'm OP by 3 levels or more, I just give up. Yeah, the problem I have here is that it's... I am OP as all hell. I could probably do it right if I time it right, but... We'll try another one. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. Is anybody in... Is anybody logged in yet? Hang on, I can do this in the background now. Let me see if we can log in the background real quick. She's not that hard at lower levels. This is the heroic version, so she's a bit harder to begin with. Yeah, it still won't let me in. Yeah, I'm trying to do the heroic version. It doesn't help that my alliance mini is terrible. Let's try... In fact, let's not smash our head against the floor. Let's just do this dude instead. Oh, hang on. What mini did I just select then? No, give me Tyrion back. Is there an issue with BattleNet? Yeah, I'm having troubles logging in. And I suspect others are too. It won't let me log in. I'm trying in the background as we play. I get connecting and then it's like, actually no. Right. One of you. With one of you. Time this right. Through we go. Happy. Ah, one push. One push. One push wonder. One push wonder. I don't care we're being attacked. Okay, maybe I do. That's a lot.
Station.
Okay. Huntress do Huntress things, please. Huntress do Huntress things. There we go. Whew. She'll clean up this lot as well. Oh, dear God, what is this? Okay. Oh, we got swarmed. See, these are the heroic ones. The heroic ones are not meant to be a pushover. You are meant to sort of take on the heroic ones with a, you know, a team of minis that's specifically designed to counter. Like most sort of tower defense games, there's also a lot of, like, this mini will counter this mini very well, or this spell will counteract this mini very well. At the moment, for the most part, I am just using one team that I've aggressively leveled up. But it does mean it doesn't always work as intended. Like now, my Huntress has taken aggro from the tower, which was a poor decision. I done goofed that up. I've messed that up right away. Pet do pet things. Yeah, we need pet to do pet things. I need Blizzard Launcher to let me in, more than anything. I don't mind playing some Rumble, but I wanted to play WoW. I can tell you used to be a manager, delegating left and right. Huntress do Huntress things. Yeah.
Rise, my children.
I never had too much of a problem with delegation. As long as somebody can do it at least 85% as well as you think you'd be able to do it, delegation is the right option. 3, 2, 1, drop. Need to defend this side somehow as well. Okay, that works okay. We've cleared through, defended this route. We can keep these guys kind of busy. Save the tower. Stabby boy. Let's see if we can cycle quickly. Distract him. Kind of need the Huntress back in here, really. Need 5 gold. Ah, running out of gold. Actually, we don't need anything because the Huntress did Huntress things. See, this is the advantage of over leveling it a little bit. If you can get that push through, it just does its thing. It's fine. Smooth. Isn't that a tooltip in World of Warcraft? The best way to prevent yourself from dying is to always keep your health above 1 or something. Or, you know, always try and keep your health above 0. Some sort of sarcastic way of telling you to not die. So now we did that. We will have a alliance crest filled. And we also now get an alliance experience tome. So this tome will give you 3 choices. Three selections, and each selection it presents you 2 minis, and you can choose which mini you give the experience points to. You can see here I'm getting plus 288 experience. This is because my collection level is quite high. When you first start the game, your collection level is going to be like 0. And so the amount of experience you get from these tomes is much, much lower. This is kind of designed so that whilst it's what I think they call it a rubber band mechanic. It's designed so that even if you go the pay to win road and you just laser focus and spend lots of money leveling up certain, like at 3 or 4 minis, you'll have some strong, like a small amount of strong minis, but your collection level will still be holding you back because you need to level up everything sort of equally for you to for it to balance correctly. It's a bit of a hard one to describe, but when it's a mechanic that you know is there, you can play around it. Never thought I'd see Matthew saying I'm running out of gold. Yeah, neither did I. In this game, I'm always running out of gold. So here you can see now we've got the Alliance crest here. If we do an undead and a black rock, we'll get, let's select an undead leader. Let's go. We'll go with Baron Rivendare because he's quite nicely leveled up. He's level 17, so way above what's needed. We select Baron Rivendare. Now we go and try that quest. See, now we'll get an undead tome if we can complete this, if we can kill him. Guess Rumble's not affected by the authentication issues. No, it doesn't run through Battle.net, so it doesn't authenticate in the same way.
My children.
Struggling with a tough foe, remember just keep your health above 0 whilst lowering your enemy's health to 0 works every time. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I knew there was some sort of passive-aggressive way of telling you just don't die, stupid. Right, so same theory again. We're going to, because we're using practically the same team here, we're going to drop in you to distract the tower. Huntress is going to carve through all of these guys. He's going to take aggro of all of this so the Huntress stays relatively safe. We need to think about this path. So we might cycle our minis through a little bit. Send you out this way. Huntress is still doing Huntress things, which is fine. Let's distract the main dude. In fact, let's put a distraction here. Ah, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. We should have put that. Okay, now the Huntress is going to die, and all of this is going to cause us problems. Oops. Does the faction on the tome matter? Yeah. So your experience tomes you can get faction specific ones, and that means the minis that you get experience for are ones of that faction. So an alliance tome will give you alliance minis to level up, for example. Okay, defense is the best offense at the moment, but we're going to get swarmed if we're not too careful. This team isn't really perfect for this this setup here because we're getting a bit overrun. We should have played defensive here, really. We can send these in, but our tower's at serious risk here. We're taking him down though. We're chunking him down. We were hitting him. Just need to make sure we don't die. Okay. We might have problems on our hands. Oh no. That's not good. Yeah, we've lost this. So close. So close, but so far. Nearly. 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 Let's try that once more. I reckon we got that. We got that. We just got to get the. We got to balance defending whilst letting our minis go and attack at the same time.
Rise, my
Let's same again. Huntress this way. Drop you here to distract. That seems to be something that works. Let's get some defense going out this way before this gets too crazy. Let's get Baron Rivendell here. We might, if we're smart about this, be able to get a big push going before this causes us too much issues. Harpies should clean this up. We took some damage, but Harpies cleaned up that way. Send a Huntress that way. If we can defend this Huntress, we might be good, you know. Got him! Got him! Nice. Right. Let's try logging again. Okay. Undead experience time this time. Is WoW going to let me in yet? Is WoW going to let me in yet? Is WoW going to let me in yet? The more you say it, the greater the chances it will let you in. Doesn't look like we're going to get let in. Right. Big experience points, please. Oh, okay. This isn't... I think it's one of them will always be undead. I think that's how it works. So, like, this one is an undead. It's an undead tome. This is an undead mini. Although this is my favourite leader, so he gets points. This is Horde. This is undead, though. This is a spell. I don't really like the spells in the game. The spells don't seem to really... Spells are weird. I never see... There's especially when you play the PvP side, it's all about value. It's all about getting ahead of value, because your gold is your currency being gold is very, you know, you want positive value trades. You want to spend 2 gold while your opponent has to spend 3 gold to defend it. And then slowly but surely, if you can gain a greater resource advantage, you'll swarm them and win. That's kind of like the base concept here. Spells, though, are weird because it's very, very difficult to get a net positive trade off a spell. You might spend 3 gold on a spell. That spell might take out 5 gold worth of stuff, but then your spell is done. It's gone, right? If you spend 5 gold to counteract 5 gold, that mini can then continue on and do more damage again. Minis just have a net positive return far more simply. Spells, I'm not so much of a fan of the spells in Rumble. They don't seem to work kind of... The spells are almost always very defensive. They're an oh shit moment sort of thing for me. And I'd rather just not have an oh shit moment. Hope they bring something into the game for the guild. Currently, you can't really do anything with the guild. Well, there's going to be raids. Raids have, at least I've not been able to test the raids at all. My suspicion is going to be when the raids unlock, probably a few months down the road. When the raids unlock, that will probably involve your guild substantially more. But you're right, at the moment you don't do anything with your guild per se. They're just there to help you get further. You know, you just hope that the other members of your guild contribute and that you might get some rewards out of it. But yeah, you're right, guilds feel a little bit strange. Right, now we need a Blackrock. If we can defeat this dude with a Blackrock leader, we will not only get the Blackrock tome, but we'll also get 300 gold, which will be very nice. So let's pick a Blackrock leader. There's only 2 Blackrock leaders. Do we want to go with Rend, who is predominantly flying with an AoE but then jumps off his mount. Ren's quite powerful. Or do we want to go with General Drakaseth, who is just a bit tankier? This AoE could be very helpful on this boss because of the swarm of mobs. So maybe we'll go, and he's technically leveled up a bit further. So let's do it with this fella. Right. Let's go. Let's go. I play a spell deck. I just chuck spells directly on the enemy base. Yeah, if you have like Blizzard or yeah, there's a few that you can just, you know, attack face with, but I'm not so much of a fan.
Stay sharp.
Oh damn, too slow. I got the timing wrong on that. Okay. That's going to cause us a problem. Right, I need you to save my ass. Oh, this isn't going to work, is it? This isn't going to plan. Oh, that's way too much damage on a first push. Although, timing is everything. Although, we might have this in the bag here. We might have this in the bag. Go on, go on. I don't care I'm being attacked. Go on. Yes. Woo. Okay, that was just cheeky. We shouldn't have won that. We didn't deserve that one. But who cares? A win's a win, right? Big fan of the Polymorph and Blizzard. Yeah, Polymorph is a good one to get some spells. I think probably have more use in PvP. In the PvE side of things, you tend to find that you can snowball much faster without the spells. So right now here, we'll get both a tome for Blackrock, but we'll also get 300 gold, which is super useful. Super useful. Let's level the leader up predominantly. Let's level... Ooh! We've only just got the core hounds, so let's level them up a little bit more. And, yep. If you can gain a level. Gromash is a leader, so we'll level him up as well. Now, with cash monies to play with... With cash monies, we got some choices, some options here. I think I want to buy my Molten Giant. Oh, let's talk about collection level real quick. Collection level, super important. My collection level's 19. And you can see here the collection level gives you, the higher your collection level, the more experience you get from stuff, right? So from regular quests, I get 50 experience. Modest tomes 144, major tomes, and then mega and mythic tomes like stupid amounts. What the game doesn't do is give you a breakdown of what these are, but my recommendation is you want to focus on getting your collection level really high. The way to do that at the beginning of the game is just to focus on collecting all the minis. If you see a mini in this grid that you don't have, buy it. That should be your priority over upgrading an existing mini until you've got all of the minis. Once you've got all of the minis, your next task is then to upgrade as many of them as you possibly can to uncommon. You don't necessarily need to buy the trait for them. You can see some of them I've unlocked. I've leveled them up to uncommon, but I've not bought the trait for them. The traits are 250 gold a piece. Which is quite expensive. And if you're not actually using that mini yet, it's quite a lot of gold to spend. That gold could easily be put towards, you know, leveling up more more of your minis. So my goal right now is to basically get as many of them to uncommon as possible. Get my collection fully green. Once it's fully green, I don't know what I'll be doing then, but at that point it'll mean that I'll have all of the minis. I'll have them all with the ability to learn a trait, meaning I can swap in minis and build sort of more customized decks when needed. How often do you get gold from the heroic matches? Once. This is the problem with the PvE side of the game. Your rewards will come one time only. I'm guessing there'll be a point when... I mean, I'm not far from it, to be honest. There'll be a point where you just won't be able to progress much further than you are. And then you have to go back to just like grinding. You just have to go back and just do lots of quests. Quests is just something you can repeat, but the experience you get from quests is the lowest of any experience you can get. So questing is one of your lower priority things to do. Let me grab you. That will give us a second star for our Molten Giant. Molten Giant's quite a good mini, so I don't mind spending something there. Frostwolf Shaman, we've already leveled it up to uncommon. We have the option to pick up Lightning Mastery. The ranged attack chains to 3 nearby targets. Ooh, that's very tempting. Frostwolf Shaman is quite good, and I do use it from time to time. Is there a... What's the best... What would I prefer trait-wise for you? Earthwall Totem. So, for reference, right? Frostwolf Shaman does Shaman things, right? Shoots with lightning. Chain Lightning go burr. Frostwall Shaman, though, because it's kind of a hybrid class, also has a heal ability as well. Why not? Why choose between ranged damage and healing when you can have both? Elemental Mastery to heal and harm. If you want to go, okay, so you kind of get the choice whether you go more healer or more damage. Once per deploy, place a totem that particularly heals a nearby tower or a base. Healing your base could be quite clever with Earthwall Totem, actually. And good for defending towers. Lightning Mastery, the ranged attack chains to 3 nearby targets. Ooh. That is quite cool, though. It chains already, though, doesn't it? I think it I'll chain heal chains. Alright. I'm not too interested in buying this, or this, really. This is the only one I might consider buying. Ah, YOLO. Oh, dear Lord. Now I find something I do really want. Of course I do. Bandits are one of my main team ones. See, there's always something in the store you want. There's always something. You always run out of gold. Can we get into WoW yet? Is it going to let me in? I'm still trying to log in the background. I don't mind playing Rumble, but at least they've acknowledged there's an issue now. Yeah. I just need some streamer luck to let me in. Give me streamer luck. Streamer luck, please. No, it's not going to let me in. Okay, we'll try again in a minute. Okay. Right. Who next then? Oh, what's the dungeon at the moment? Let's showcase some dungeon play. Dungeons, unfortunately, are not very fun. I don't particularly enjoy the dungeons, but they do serve a strong purpose. You might notice that for each of the loadouts look slightly different. Some of them are like gold, some of them are silver, some of them are bronze. Some of them don't have anything, they're just grey still. The way you level up your loadouts is via the dungeon. Every time you complete a dungeon with that leader, you can upgrade one of your loadout slots. So you can see, for example, on some of these, I've completed quite a few dungeons and I've upgraded quite a few of the loadout slots. But on others, I have not. So, for example, let's switch to Gromesh. And let's try and complete a dungeon with him. Can't even log onto my NA account. If I launch WoW Direct, my NA account isn't even on the drop down. Seems I can still only access that via Battle.net. Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know what's up with Battle.net, but it'll come back at some point. When you start a dungeon, before you go... Dungeons, you have to win 3 matches in a row to complete the dungeon. But you have to take the same team of minis through. So you have to plan your loadout, plan your team based upon 3 different levels. But before each level, you get to pick up a relic. You get to choose one of 3. On death, your minis explode, dealing damage to nearby enemies and poisoning them. Yeah, that's always fun. That's always fun. And the relics you get to pick, they stack. So you end up with 3 relics running by the time you get to the 3rd level. Right, let's this is actually really annoying because it's hard to get here. How is he spawning so many goddamn golems up my ass? Okay, well, we've claimed this tower. We just need to hope we can claim this one nice and fast. We're nicely high enough that this isn't too difficult. Obviously, the real skill is, you know, trying to when you're pushing, when you've got rid of all of the easy stuff. The problem with the dungeons is that you have to go 1 level at a time, and you start from like level 5. So sometimes if you've leveled up the leader without leveling up the dungeons, you just have to grind through a few boring dungeons to get to the top. That's why the dungeons aren't particularly very fun. They're just something you need to do to level up your troops. Ranged units attack 30% faster. That'll be a Huntress. Whenever your squad minis dies, its squad mates gain a level. Your non-spell minis have half as much health but deal double damage. Yeah, that's a bit too Kiss Curse. Let's go with Spirit Feather. Baron Aquinas. If any of you are enjoying Rumble, by the way, I have started a new Rumble YouTube channel, which in the next coming week, because it launches November 3rd, in the next few weeks, I'll start being a little bit more consistent with putting videos out there. I put a few videos out on the channel just so there's some content up there, but obviously the game's not like fully out yet, so I obviously wanted something so the channel has some presence, but we'll work on it a bit more in the next few weeks, closer to the launch of the game. Probably a bit late for this now, but everything helps. Huntress is so OP, it's just ridiculous. Huntress literally carries me so often. Is this dude going to zoom in now? Oh, he's going to go backwards. What are you going backwards for? I mean, thanks, I guess. It's got like 1 HP. 1 HP! Down he goes. Right, that's 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, as they say. 3 out of 3 is better, though. 3 out of 3 is much better. Right. Your minis costing 4 or 5 gold deploy with a shield that absorbs their first hit. That's 3 out of my 7 minis that would work with that. Frost armor. Your armored units apply frost to melee attackers. Or your minis gain 50% movement speed until they're damaged. Let's go with probably rich purple silk shirt. A bit of a shield for some of these could be cool. Is the game expensive? Doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be. It's entirely possible to free to play the game. I spent 20 euros on the game when I first had access to it. There's a one-time bundle you can buy that gives you a flat experience gain. It's like a 20% experience gain. It's a one-time purchase. It lasts for the life of your the life of your account. That's the only one I purchased. But outside of that, I'm completely free to play. So I'm 90% free to play, and I'm still having lots of fun. The PvP though is clearly going to be more susceptible to whales and to the pay to win, unfortunately. But anything where there's some competitive nature, that will always be the case. There's not really much you can do about that. I can't distract from the fact that it is definitely a pay-to-win game, as unfortunately most mobile games end up being. But it doesn't take away the fact that it is quite fun, so... Right, we've taken this tower. This one you have to kill the 3 dragons, or you gotta take the 3 dragons down first. And then once you've taken the 3 dragons down, the waterfall drops. And then once the waterfall drops, you can kill them again up here. And then you win. What I didn't really want to do is engage all 3 of them at once, though. This might end up getting a bit risky. We're massively over leveling this though, so it should be fine. Let's plan a little push attack.
Stay sharp.
Although, we've nearly got this. We nearly got this.
Stay sharp.
We drop you there as a distraction. Some of these dudes will clean up now. Down she goes. Dungeon complete. Earth Elemental gets a little bit of experience. Now we should be able to upgrade one of the loadout slots. That's all. That's you get. There's this arc light. I think they call it just arc light power or something. This is predominantly used for leveling up your minis from like uncommon to rare to epic, in increasing quantities the higher you go. You end up with loads of this at the moment, but it's one of those that if you play the game a lot, you'll probably in 6 months' time start running out of this. You're unlikely to run out of this too early though, however you play the game. See, I've got nearly 25,000 of it. So now I get to upgrade one of Grommash Hellscream's loadout slots. So when you go to bronze, you gain a level. The mini, okay, so there's a synergy, right? You see, this is called squad, ranged, unbound, flying, horde, whatever. If you put a mini in this loadout slot that matches what the slot is, you get the synergy bonus. The synergy bonus is better the higher you've leveled up the slot. So you gain +1 level to the mini if it's bronze, +2 levels to the mini if it's silver, and +3 levels if it's gold. So eventually you want all of these to be gold. That's going to give you the strongest team. Considering you are always the leader, just is the leader though. This is always going to give me. There's no failing with taking the leader one here really for me. I will take the leader upgrade and we'll get the leader slot all the way to gold. That will now give Grommash 3 bonus levels in total, which is nice. Now, if I go do the dungeon again, the dungeon will be 1 level higher. See if we go in here. Level 12 dungeons, level 12 dungeons, level 13 dungeons with this guy. So you have to slowly level them all up, and the dungeons get that little bit more difficult. Very Mythic Plus-esque. But you can't go back to like farm. You only get the option. And so there'll come a point where you just can't defeat it. And you have to go away and either level up more or replan or do something, you know. So now Grommash is getting the, you see, Horde bonus, +2 levels, Squad, +1 level, and if you match the synergy, you get the bonus. So like this dude, for example, this dude is, this is a slot for a Horde mini, but I've not got a Horde mini in there, which is why it's not getting the bonus. Does that level stay high in the next cycle? Yeah, it does, yeah. So there are some leaders that I've done the dungeon quite a lot on. Sneed, for example, I've done the dungeon on quite a few times. It's why he's got gold leader and a couple of silvers and everything else is bronze. Where some of them, for example, I've done the dungeon like basically not at all. I've done the dungeon like 3 times on this dude to get 3 bonuses down here. They start looking like... let me see if I can find... I don't think I've done a dungeon at all ever with Jaina. Yeah, so this is how you'll start the game. It'll look like this at the beginning. You'll only have 3 bronze ones at the top of your loadout here. And every time you complete a dungeon, you can upgrade one of these loadout slots. Which means, technically, if you have 3 here, you need 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 dungeons to get them all bronze. 4 plus 7 is 11. Plus another 7 is 18. So you need to complete 18 dungeons with each leader to fully max these out at gold. You start at dungeon level 5. 5 plus 18, so what's that, like 23. You need to complete dungeon 23. So that will be level 23 mobs that you'll be coming up against before you get this entirely gold. So free-to-play players, you're not going to be maxing out these loadouts for quite some time, as getting level 23 troops is going to take a long time. My best troops, as you can see here, are like level 15, and I've been playing a couple of months. 30 levels is the max, by the way. Top level is level 30. When you complete the campaign, you unlock a Nixia. Where's the Nixia gone? Or sorry, when you get 100 sigils, you unlock a Nixia. A Nixia is level 30. So I don't think there's many people who I don't think it's possible even at this point on for a free-to-play account to have killed a Nixia. Even if you're playing the game 12 hours a day, you probably wouldn't have got, because she just one-shots nearly everything at this point. And you probably can't even hit her. So this is like the main boss of the game. I need more sigils though. I get at 88, I get a mini. At 93, I get a leader. At 98, I get a mini. Oh, it just goes leader, mini, leader, mini, leader, mini all the way down now by the looks of things. And then a legendary core. Wow, okay, at 150. That's probably, to get this, you probably have to complete the entire map on heroic as well. How did I get access to the game? I live in Finland, so right place, right time. Finland, Canada, Philippines, I think Sweden. There's a handful of countries they soft launched the beta in. It goes global November the 3rd. So everybody will be able to play it. I don't know if you played Clash Royale, but how does it compare to that? I played Clash Royale like when it first came out for, I don't know, on and off for a year or two. It's very similar to Clash Royale. Clash Royale is more structured though, that you have, you know, it's the 3-lane system in Clash Royale. And you know, clever placement of your clever use of your cards in Clash Royale. The concept is very similar. There's definitely a lot of influence that has been taken from Clash Royale. At this point, I've not played Clash Royale for years. I would imagine by this point, Clash Royale is probably like way ahead. It's had like, I don't know, when did Clash Royale come out? Like 10 years ago or something? It's had way more development time. But yeah, this is how far I've got with it so far. I've not done too much testing of all of the minis. This is something I'm going to start doing in the next few months, in the next few weeks, is testing out and making sure that I just fully understand how each mini works. That way I can put together some like, oh, if you want, you know, if you want to find, let's say you're looking for the best Alliance mini. What's the best Alliance mini, for example? I know, you know, I do tier list videos and stuff like that. But I want to make sure I've got at least some experience playing with each of the minis. I think I have pretty much played with all of them. There's not much I've not played with. I could probably tell you a little bit about what each one does. Let's test. Let's test my knowledge quickly. So we have the Harvest Golem. He's predominantly he's a tank by nature. He's a tank by nature. He's actually one of the tankiest in the game due to the fact that when he dies, he comes back to life with 50% health again. So he's actually really good. And I've got a trait with him that spawns 4 angry chickens when he dies as well. Yeah, after his first death, he shocks back to life. So he's really quite cool. Blizzard, It's just an AoE. Blizzard does Blizzard things. This one, I can't remember the name of this one. The Safe Pilot. This is in a lot of the marketing material. You know, pink head, big pink head gnome. This one's quite cool. You get to place it anywhere on the map, and she flies in and dive bombs and does a bit of AoE. And then she has like a laser rifle that she pew-pews with. She's quite slow at attacking, but she does like big chunks of damage, so she's quite cool. And the fact you can place it anywhere on the map is handy. The Griffin Rider. Griffin Rider is a flying mob that she throws her hammer and does like average damage. Flying units are quite powerful because there's lots of melee minis that just physically can't attack flying minis, so flying minis are quite good. She's also cheap at only 2 gold. We've got the Alliance troops. I don't know. One thing I don't know is the name of half of these. The Footmen. The Footmen, you spawn 4 of them. They're armored. They can withstand quite a beating, but they're expensive. They're 5 gold. These are really quite expensive, but they're not a bad one. They're pretty tanky. They can take a lot of damage. Obviously, their weakness is going to be the fact that there's 4 of them. Any AoE is going to cut through them really fast. The Worgen is quite cool because is he stealth by nature? Yeah, he pops in stealth. The Worgen pops in. You can place him anywhere you want on the map. He's stealth. He does quite a lot of damage. He's pretty good. The Hunter, what's he actually called? Mountaineer. The Mountaineer has his bear. His bear tanks for him and he stands behind. Hunter does hunter things and pet does pet things. Pretty cool. I like him. He's too expensive though. He's way too expensive. At 6 gold, he's way too expensive to justify putting in almost any build. If he was 5, he'd probably see more play. I guess he's probably quite good in PvP. If you're getting a gold advantage, he might work quite well in PvP. But generally, he's just too expensive. Maybe needs to have some health knocked off and maybe a gold reduced, if I was to say anything. This is Arcane Blast. Arcane Blast is weird because you can place it like multiple times. It looks cheap at 1 gold, but its gold cost increases the more time you use it. Up to 3, I think. But its damage also increases, meaning that you can take out a big cluster of stuff with Arcane Blast. Arcane Blast is alright, but I'm not a big fan of the spells, if I'm honest. Healing spell heals a reasonable amount. What do they call it? Holy Nova. It's just very expensive. If you think about the fact that you've already spent gold to place a mini, then 3 additional gold to heal that mini back up by, I don't know how much it heals by. Healing of 661. It doesn't even particularly heal that much. Obviously, it's splash healing, meaning you could heal a lot if you've got a big swarm running in, maybe, but it's still quite hard to justify. The Ravens, they're not called Ravens, are they? They're called Vultures. These guys are quite cool. Once again, they're flying and they're cheap. This is one of the really cool things. They're flying and they're cheap, and every time they kill something, they spawn more vultures in. So you start with only 2, but you can end up with a massive great big swarm of these things if they quickly cut through. You can see the chickens here. They carve through the chickens and then more of them spawn. These can get a little bit out of control, which against the right opponent, these can be quite strong. And because they're so cheap, you can easily squeeze them in your deck somewhere. Raptors are kind of like Arcane Blast. They start out nice and cheap, but you only get to place 1. You then spend another 2 gold to place 2 more Raptors, and then you can spend 3 gold to place 3 more Raptors. So in total, you can actually spend 6 gold to place 6 Raptors, which is not too bad. You know, your mileage may vary with this. The problem you have is that it's going to be hard. You have to spend all 6 gold to cycle it through your deck, which is a bit of a problem. You get caught with them being just overly expensive, which is why I don't tend to use them too much. If the first one and then the second 2 get countered, your last 3 are probably also going to get countered, meaning you're probably not going to use them very much either. The wolf, or what's he called? Prowler. His charge is quite good. He stays out of range of melee and then charges in and has a big first attack, which makes him quite good. Touch expensive for what he does, though. He could do with probably being 2 gold. If he was 2 gold, you'd probably use him more. I don't know what his traits are, though. Some of the minis start off terrible, but they snowball to be super overpowered when you get a trait or 2 behind them. Obviously, I'm not far enough into the game, and I'm not willing to spend money on the game to find out. I'm quite sure a lot of the minis that start off bad end up actually really quite good when you have their traits as well. These 3 little bug dudes are just annoying, the spiderlings. I think these cause poison as well. They do elemental damage. Elemental damage cuts through armored mobs really good. So these are actually quite good for taking out tanks. If a tank is coming your way, a strong armored golem or something like that, these 3 little spiders are quite cheap. You can often get a nice positive trade with these. At 2 gold, you could quite easily counter like a 5 gold mini coming your way, so that would give you like a +3 sort of value on that trade, which is quite good. They are squishy though, because they're only little bugs. They're easily taken out by another mini coming behind the tank. So yeah, right place, right time use of these is quite good, but they don't see much play. Gaining frost will also slow them down. They do twice as much damage with their poison, or they explode on death, poisoning nearby enemies. The slow of the frostbite slow would probably work quite well, because if you can slow the tank down, it means anything that's following the tank might then start overtaking the tank and start putting themselves in damage. That's probably the one I would go through out of the 3. Did you spend any money on the game? $20. $20 is all I spent on the game. That was it. Murlocs. Who doesn't love Murlocs? Everybody loves Murlocs. The fact they throw spears means they can attack both ground and air units, which makes them quite powerful. 2 Murlocs for 2 gold, though. Situational at best. They're super squishy. They can easily be taken down, but because they can often get... They're good because they often get at least a hit off before they die. You very rarely never do any damage with the Tide Hunters. They pretty much always do some damage. It's just the very second they get hit, they just get one shot by nearly everything. So, yeah, they're alright. We have the Brute. The Null Brute does a swinging AoE ability. Nothing too special about this dude, to be honest. I tend to think he's a little bit expensive for what he does as well. A tough tank? I don't even think he is that tanky. 3,000 health at level 10. Okay, for level 10, it's probably not too bad. And the fact that he does AoE damage means that it can, it can counteract things like chickens, or if you've got like skeletons coming towards you or something. Maybe he's pretty mid tier as far as tanks go. Polymorph. Polymorph is a real good, one of the only spells that can really get you out of a pickle. If there's something that you really can't counter. Or something, if your enemy has something that very, very effectively counters your build, you can polymorph them, take them out of action, and then hopefully burn them down before they pop back out. Polymorph is probably a utility spell that will see a lot of use in PvP, but not so much in PvE, unless, something's just weird. So unrealistic, poly breaks on damage. Lasts twice as long, but sheep regenerate health very quickly. Is an interesting one. I've not looked at the traits for this before. Killing the sheep damages nearby enemies, so it makes it explode. Once one sheep becomes golden, killing it grants you a coin. Oh, that's quite good. That's going to help reduce the value of your polymorph. Okay, that would then mean that with that trait, you effectively only are spending 2 gold on polymorph. Let's say you counter a big tank coming your way, you could easily make that a net positive trade. Not bad. Polymorph will get a lot of love in one of the better spells. Let's put it that way. Chickens, box of chickens. What more do you need to say? Really cool. Can swarm big tanky stuff. Individually, don't do a lot of damage, but it's, you know, damage in numbers. Can carve through things. Really good against single target mobs because they just get carved up before they have chance to kill too many chickens. Obviously, really susceptible to any AoE damage. One swipe of an AoE damage takes out all your chickens, and then it's a sad time. The traits, one of the traits for the chickens is they run as a box. Yeah, here we go. Walking crate. Instead of them running as like all separate chickens, they run in their box and have a lot more health. And then when the box gets broken, then they all break out. So that's probably the trait I'll pick up on my chickens when I level those up. I don't really know what Fury does, because there's a trait called Fury and there's also a trait called Bloodlust, which I would assume do basically the same thing. I don't know if Fury just makes them faster. Not sure. A nearby beast ally can consume a chicken to heal themselves. Sacrifice. That's quite funny. But chickens are quite cool. Pyromancer, really cool mob. Really cool. Very, very powerful. One that, for its gold cost, nearly always does some good damage. Without question. Your Pyromancer, I have gone with Confligurate as the trait I picked up for the Pyromancer. This doubles the area of effect the blasts do. All 3 of these are good options. Basically a fire mage, right? Very, very solid. Pew pews from the back, can take out single mobs pretty well, can take out aerial mobs. Just a generally good. Have this walking slowly behind your tank, let the tank take some of the first initial damage, and the Pyromancer will just burn through anything that's behind. Quite good mob. The fact that she walks slowly is actually a bonus, because you don't want her to end up in front. You want her to stay behind and just, like, you know, do mage things, right? Pew pew from behind. Set everybody alight. And the elemental damage means it also cuts through armored mobs really well. So it cuts through the tanks very nicely. Generally all round good mini. The Fire Hammer, really fast attack speed. This is one of the key components. Very similar to the Pyromancer. 1 gold more expensive though. That's the reason I don't use it. But its attack speed is much faster. And it can throw its things that little bit further. So there's kind of a kiss curse. Two very similar minis here. I don't know what the traits are for this though. Deal 50% more damage to flying enemies. Fury builds up to 40% higher. Level up upon reaching full Fury. Okay, so if you can combo these two, that would be absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so Fury means after every attack, they attack faster, I guess, then. I'm guessing that's what Fury does. I worked out how to launch my NA account. You can set the region from your Battle.net client before you log in. Oh, I see, okay. Is anybody in yet? Are people able to get in? I'll continue my little walkthrough of minis in a second. Let me see if I can quickly log into WoW. Is it going to let me in yet? Is it going to let me in? Going to let me in? For reference, there's a very, very good chance that I'm going to cut this section of the stream out and put it on the Rumble channel. That's an overview of every mini in the game. No, it's not going to let me in, is it? Stupid game. Where did we get to then? Oh, the Drake. Drake's cool. Drake's very cool. Flying means that a lot of melee things just can't touch it. And its fire-breathing AoE cuts through a lot of stuff. It's got a really wide angle on its fire breath as well, which is quite cool. I don't know what the traits are on this one. Mother Drake periodically summons a whelp egg. Oh, that could be quite cool, actually. Perch on top of a nearby tower, staying there to defend it. Oh, wow, okay. This is often one of the problems. One of the problems with the Drake is it accidentally gets ahead of everything else and then gets pew-pewed down. If you could have it just sit on top of a tower, defending the tower, that could be very handy. Damaging enemies also burns them, engulfing them in flame. It basically puts a dot on them as well. Not bad. Drake's a little expensive, though. A little expensive. You want to try and synergize this with a leader that drops the cost. What's his name? What's his name? There is one that does exactly that. I think this dude. General. I think this dude. No. Hang on. There's a leader that gives you... Oh, it might be Rend. Yeah, other flying troops cost 1 less when Rend is in play. You kind of like would want to synergize the Drake with Rend, because four gold is a touch expensive, but 3 is like good value. Core Hounds I've not played with because I've only just unlocked the Core Hounds, but they're 2 tanky mobs that you have to kill both of them in quick succession for them to stay dead. Much like Molten Core in WoW. You got to kill all of the Core Hounds or none of the Core Hounds. You can't just kill one of the Core Hounds. If you kill one and it takes too long, it will revive its buddy. I would imagine this is quite cool. They've locked the Core Hounds behind... it's one of the more difficult minis to get because you can't get this from the store at the beginning. I don't know if that was a bug or whether that was intended, but they put it as a guild reward for the Core Hounds. I've only just got this, so I've not actually played it, but I've come against it a fair few times. But they're quite cool. Tanky. I would suspect the problem with them, though, is that they're 6 gold. I think they're going to just be really expensive. You can probably do better for less. They got good health, and the fact there's 2 of them, yeah, these guys are pretty good. I wonder what the traits end up being. On resurrection, do damage to nearby enemies. That's very situational because that's going to mean that you have like if they're both killed at the same time, resurrection is not going to work. Deal 50% additional damage when near friendly towers and meeting stones. That's probably the best one. Resurrection range is unlimited. Oh, that would be cool. Sometimes you can split them down 2 different lanes. Then that would mean if one dies and the other hasn't, because they're going different ways, fighting different enemies, if one of them dies, the other one can res them from the other side of the map. That could actually be really powerful. That could make it very hard to kill Core Hounds. That's going to be OP. That's going to be pretty OP in PvP. If you can send them 2 ways, it's going to be really hard to kill them both at the same time and keep them dead. That's going to be a big one. What have we got here? Living Bomb. Another one I don't particularly like too much. It's super expensive. If somebody has done, like you see here, put 10 gold worth of stuff all clustered and you living bomb it, you'll get some value out of it. But that's also only if it kills everything in one go, which it often does, though. The damage of this is silly. But this is, you can... A smart player, once they realize you have if you realize somebody else has got living bomb, you just don't do this. You just don't cluster everything together. You spread things out a little bit further. Its radius is not that great. I would imagine one of the traits is to increase its radius, right? Affected enemies are dazed, splash damage, inflicts living bomb. Also burn enemies within 10. Okay, so it's got you can't increase its blast radius, but or maybe it is. Yeah, you would probably want this. This is another good example of a spell that's not great when you first get it, but you put a trait on it. If you put blast radius on it, you might be able to catch more stuff and get more value out of it. But yeah, 6 gold, just expensive. The Molten Giant. This will be a favourite when the game goes live, I reckon, because he's just got so much health. This dude is an absolute tank. 7,500 health at level 11. Nearly twice as much health as nearly any tank at this sort of range. Armoured, meaning that he's weak against elemental damage, but against regular damage, he just stands there and takes it. He also does great amount of damage because of his siege damage trait. He just cuts through. He's slow as all hell, though. He lumbers really slowly. It's going to take him forever to get to the tower, but if he gets there and can start hitting it, it's his tower. 6 gold, though. Really strong, tanky, but crazy expensive. Don't forget you can only have 10 gold at any one point, meaning that if you drop him down, even at a full gold bar, you've only got 4 gold to support him with. You want to kind of take a tower, drop him at the back, generate some more gold, and then put your DPS ahead and wait for him to catch up. Hard mini to use effectively, but he'll be a fan favorite when the game goes live just because he's solid as a rock, quite literally. Your Flame Walker hits from the other side of the map. The biggest advantage of this dude is he does AoE damage, and it also goes miles, right? This often means that he's killed things before they even get close to. This, in this little demonstration, the Necromancer is another really strong mini, but the Flame Walker is the direct counter to it. You'll see this in the beginning of the game when it goes live for everybody. The Necromancer is really strong, but Flame Walker just counters it perfectly. So for PvP, you'll see this combo coming against each other a lot. Do you only get gold from mining? Yes. There are a couple of minis that gain other things. Like Sneed, I think, gains like more gold and can even gain a level when mining. But yeah, mining is predominantly just for getting more gold faster than your opponent. What are the Flame Walker's traits? Damaging enemies dazes them. That's going to be really good because it means it will get at least 2 shots off most of the time. Damaging enemy burns them, probably less important than Heat Stroke. Successive attacks increase flame wave distance, resets on movement. Oh, okay. So if he stands still and hits something, his next attack is going to go even further. And if that thing still hasn't died, it's going to go even further still. Okay, so a mob that has ridiculously long range on his ability to start with gets even longer if he's able to just plant his feet and start killing things. That could be quite cool. Who are you? The Miner. Oh yeah, the fact that you can place him anywhere on the map. This is what's known as an unbound mini, meaning you can position them wherever you want on the map. You don't have to play them at a tower. The fact that he mines predominantly means that if you're coming up, if a golem is about to steal a nice juicy mining node, if your enemy golem's about to steal it, you can snipe it with your miner quite often. Yeah, the Unbound trait, you'll see there's a bunch of them that have the Unbound trait. This means you can place them anywhere you want on the map. At any time, whenever you play them. I actually run with 2 Unbound minis in my main team for that exact reason, because their Unbound minis are very powerful. We have Mr. Fire Elemental, not one that I've played with very much, but I've come up against it. A tanky mob, feels a bit expensive for what he actually does. Resistant to elemental damage, specialized in cleaving through armored enemies. Okay, the fact that he does elemental damage and is resistant is going to make him quite good. He's just going to be annoying to kill. That's going to be the main thing with this dude. He's going to be annoying to kill. He doesn't have that much health, though, for a tank. He's got probably a little bit above average, but nothing special. I would imagine it's his traits that makes him good. This is probably another one that's, you know, C tier to begin with, but gets better when you put some traits on him. Periodically damages nearby enemies. Meh. On death, summon a pool of lava, damaging enemies within. That could be good. That's quite an annoying one to play against because anything that then walks through that pool of lava, namely, you know, if you use him as a tank, the fire elemental's a tank, he's going to go into battle first. He's probably going to be the first one to die, but then when he does die and everybody, all of the other enemies walk over him, he's probably going to take out... He's probably going to do more damage after death than he is before, which is interesting. Taking elemental damage increases the damage dealt by 10%, stacks up to 30. So he can do up to 30% more damage. The fire elemental isn't really a dude that's meant to do damage. He's just meant to be annoying and get in the way. So I would say Molten Core is definitely the best one for the fire elemental. But a mid-tier mini either way. Your whelps are quite cool. Once again, you can place these anywhere on the map. They don't do anything when you place them, though. The eggs have to be broken before they hatch and do anything. But the fact that these are really, really good against melee mobs, because melee is going to be like, ooh, an egg, bosh, and then the melee mobs can do nothing against the flying whelps once they hatch. So these are just sometimes really annoying. They are a touch expensive though. If these were two, if it only spawned 2 whelp eggs, but was only 2 gold, these would be super powerful. 3 eggs at 3 gold, they're just a touch expensive, considering they don't do anything until they're attacked, which is often a problem. But they can be quite defensive. You put them on a tower. If an AoE takes, starts attacking the tower or something, they're good defensive ones for the tower. Trait-wise, what do these have trait-wise? When one egg hatches, the others immediately hatch. That could be quite good because there's 3 of them. 1 of them opens and then you get 3 quite quickly. Damages nearby enemies when hatching, and eggs gain taunt. I guess there's some interesting use for that, distracting mobs with them. But there are better things that you can use to distract. The miner is a good one for distracting, for example, not because he taunts, but just because he can take aggro first. Yeah, these they're not too bad. They're not too bad. Smoke bomb. It's an odd one, right? It's an odd one. You've got to spend a gold to give any mini stealth. Very situational. You might see use for this quite frequently in the PvE side of the game. PvP, maybe not so much. Unless you really build your entire deck around clustering a bunch of mobs up, and then just as they're about to get attacked, stealthing all of them. Maybe. Yeah. Is it as pay to win as Diablo Immortal? No. No. Not even close. Diablo Immortal was about as aggressive in monetization as you could get. You can adequately play this free to play and have a lot of fun with it. Diablo Immortal, you very quickly stop having fun if you don't start spending. Diablo Immortal was one of the worst instances of pay to win we've ever seen. Now, that's not to say that the leaderboards for PvP in Rumble won't get dominated by cash cow whales, but the PvE side of the game is still remarkably fun without spending a penny. You can progress your way through the game at a reasonable rate without spending. Diablo Immortal, you got to a point where you just felt like you were brick-walled. that you were totally brick walled, and that if you didn't start spending to upgrade your legendary gems, then see you later. You're out of there. This you can adequately just keep chipping away at it, and if you are willing to spend time instead of money, you can still get to the same place eventually. Hog Rider, he's not called Hog Rider, is he? He's called Warsong Raider. Warsong Raider's quite cool. He's quite cool. He zooms in, does massive amount of damage to towers, and because he's fast, you can often play him behind and he'll catch up with others, which is pretty good. If you play him first, you have the problem that he runs off too far ahead and gets himself killed. So you've got to be careful about how and when you play him. But look at the amount of damage he does to towers. He's a siege mob. So he's pretty much designed to take towers. That's his #1 goal. Does all right when, you know, fighting normally, but it's a tank. It's a tower taking mini. That's the main goal for this, and hence why damaging a tower reduces its damage dealt by 50% for 3 seconds. This means that if it runs in, it hits the tower, then the tower's going to do even less damage. And if the tower's focused on the Warsong Raider, it means it's going to get another hit or two off, and it nearly always takes a tower. Pretty cool. Fast as well, very fast. Shaman, we spoke about the Shaman a little bit already. Because it's a combo unit, it both heals and does damage. It's quite cool. It's got a little bit of utility to it there. Can put a chain heal on some minis ahead of it, but will also do chain lightning as well. And I've literally just bought lightning mastery for it, so chain lightning bounces 3 times, which is cool. Nice. Diablo Immortal was the pinnacle of pay-to-win greed. Yeah, it was outrageous. Like, it was on another level, ridiculous. You could still spend silly money in Rumble. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to distract away from the fact that it is a pay-to-win mobile game, but the reality is it's far less gross than Diablo Immortal was. Is there a way to play it on Android already? It will be available in the Google Store if you happen to live in a geographical location where it's launched. Otherwise, it goes global on November the 3rd. Goblin Sappers, these are funny. These dudes are funny. These are another tower taking mini. They do just what you see here. They set their bomb alight, and they're little suicide bombers. They run up and they go boom. Ridiculous amounts of damage to towers. So if you send in a tank first, that's going to take aggro from the tower. These guys run behind and just go boom. These can wreck people's day. These can really wreck people's day. Because they do it fast as well. This is the thing. They're speedy. You drop them down. People aren't expecting it. They just run in. Boom, the tower's dead. And they're like, shit, now what do we do? I picked up the trait for these extra boom, which means it drops 3 of them instead of 2. Often meaning that, well, it's 50% more damage if they all land. Also, it means if you come up against like a single target that can sometimes kill, because these get one shots. These get if they get hit, they're dead. But if it just gives them a much greater chance of hitting the tower. They're very cool. I like the Goblin Zappers a lot. Ogre Mage, pretty solid mini. Gonna see a lot of use because it can do ranged splash damage to both ground and aerial targets. This is what makes the Ogre Mage really good. There's nearly nothing that can come at it that it can't hit and can't do a bunch of damage to. The only downside of the Ogre Mage is he is expensive. 5 gold. He's quite squishy if he gets hit. He's expensive. There is a better option, in my opinion, than the Ogre Mage. 4 less gold as well. Where is he? The Necromancer. Out of the 2, The Necromancer, I feel, is better. It's cheaper. It does ranged ability. It doesn't do quite as much damage, but it does do ranged ability. And the Necromancer is always summoning skeletons. So out of the two, I would say the Necromancer is the better one. But this dude is still pretty good. His traits. What do the traits? Is it going to be that he gets better when his traits? Oh, okay. If you can get Avarice. Gain Bloodlust when bloodlusting an enemy. I suppose I should talk about the Bloodlust side of it for the Ogre Mage. The Ogre Mage will give Bloodlust to nearby minis as well. Bloodlust works the same as it does in WoW. It's a haste boost. They run faster, they move faster, they shoot faster, they do more damage. If you can, if you can get Bloodlust stacking, that will work quite well. So he's more, I guess the Ogre Mage is more support-oriented, where the Necromancer is just about sort of sustaining and doing lots of damage from the back. But, 5 is still expensive in my opinion. Should be 4. Should be 4. Maybe drop his damage a little bit, make him 4. Would make him more worthwhile. The Flying Batrider. Batrider is quite cool because of the splash damage. Being a flying mini means there's a lot of stuff in the game that just can't attack it. Flying minis are a nuisance. You'll see a lot of flying spec decks, I think, because the flying minis are just quite overpowered. Let me just quickly check on the WoW servers. Is it going to let me in yet? I don't mind talking about Rumble, but I did really want to play. I did kind of want to play some World of Warcraft today, if I'm honest. Is it going to let me in? Let me in, let me in, let me in. Login servers are still not happy. God damn Blizzard. I don't know why Battle.net has so many issues so frequently. It's a very common occurrence that their login servers just die. The Darkspear Troll, not bad. Fast attack. Fast attack can hit anything in its path, both flying and ground. Only one of him. Pretty squishy. Sort of mid-tier, I'd say, for the Darkspear Troll. Probably another one where if he's with a couple of traits under his belt, gets better. Regenerates 20% health every second. That would counteract the fact that he has no health. On kill, increase attack and movement speed by 10%, stacking up to 50. I don't think you actually want that one, because you don't want his movement speed to be any faster. You want him to stay behind. You don't want him overtaking your tanks. You want him to stay behind. That's a bit of a bait one. That's going to be very situational. Poison could be quite cool, though. If he comes up against a strong tank, Poison works really well. Big Bad Voodoo is probably the best one for the Darkspear Troll, though, I'd say. Warsong Grunts. I'm not particularly a fan of these fellas, to be honest. They're massively expensive. I don't understand why these guys are so expensive. They're just they're slow. This squad of fighters will speed up furiously slashing at frightened foes. Yeah, I guess the more times they hit things, but they're just they do have a reasonable amount of health, but I don't know. I'm not too much of a fan of these. Once again, they're expensive and they don't really have anything super special about them. Traits is probably what's going to. When a grunt dies, the other one gains bloodlust. Remain at the deploy location until entering combat. Nearby beast allies deal 30% additional damage. Okay, this is where command is the most powerful one here then. because it's going to, if you put them in a deck with a couple of other beasts, then they're going to buff the damage, which gives them that extra little bit of value that they need because they're 5 gold. They needed to do something special to justify the high price. Without that trait, though, they need command before they get good, I reckon. Zap. Is it called Zap? No, of course it's not. Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning is quite cool. It's cheap. It does average damage and can clean up a bunch of things coming your way. You'll see this one used an awful lot just because it's a spell and it's cheap. I don't mind Chain Lightning at all. It was called Zap in Clash Royale. That's probably why I used Zap. On deploy, stun the enemies for a second. Dramatically increase the jump distance between the targets. Can be cast a second time. Well, that reverberation makes it super valuable then. To be able to cast it a second time, that makes it very worthwhile. But the Chain Lightning is also, you know, I'm not a big fan of spells generally. Execute, trash tier. Far too situational, far too expensive. When you play it, it takes off half of the mini's health. It's never going to kill anything, particularly. At 3, it's situational. It should be cheaper. It should be only 2 gold, I think. Yeah. Not a fan of Execute, unfortunately. If you could... What of its traits? Bloodlust allies within the spell area for 10 seconds. If an enemy is killed, the next horde mini costs 1. I see that's where you get your value back then, right? This is where you get your value back. Your next horde mini is going to cost 1 less. So you put this in a horde deck. It's a horde spell. You put it in a horde deck. It's going to mean that it in essence only costs 2. Yeah, Killing Spree is the talent you're going to need to make it worthwhile. By itself, at 3 gold, it's too expensive. Knocking enemies away from the cast location. You could be clever with this. If you could be clever with this to knock something out of the way. But yeah, it's too situational, and it's also a spell. I'm not a big fan of Execute. Necromancer, though. Necromancer's cool. Continuously summoning skeletons to fight for it. Has it so that often if a single target mob is killing your skeletons, by the time it's killed your 2 skeletons, the Necromancer is ready to summon more of them. So can be just really frustrating to kill. And at 4 gold, he's priced right, I think. He's quite cool. I like the Necromancer a lot. I've got Jeweled Skulls on, which is a trait that instead of... the skeletons are usually basic melee skeletons. This changes them into skeleton mages, which means they do range damage. This makes him yet even more powerful. The ranged skeletal mages have often done a whole bunch of damage to something before something even gets close to killing them, which is... This makes it even more stronger against melee units. It's like ridiculous. On kill, summon a skeleton. On death, summon 5 skeletons. Just a really cool little mini. Fantastic little mini. I like the Necromancer a lot. Banshee. Banshee's a fun one. Banshee's a fun one. It zooms in and it just straight up yoinks a mob. Now, I think by default... yeah. Just straight up flies in and possesses something. And it fights for you permanently. At 4 gold, if you take a... Like, the value you can get from this is outrageous, right? So, like, say, for example, this Golem, which is a 5 or 6 gold mini. You zoom in, it costs you 4, but you have taken 4... You've taken the cost of the Golem from them. And you have gained the value of the Golem on top of that. The value proposition of the Banshee is outrageous. This will be used nearly all the time in PvP decks because this is such a... when it works, it's beautiful. This one mini can win games for you really, really easily. The traits on this, I've picked up one, which means that the possessed target then also gains bloodlust for 10 seconds. So not only do you take something, you make it angry, and then it turns around and kills everything in its path. Wonderful little mini. Like this one an awful lot. Also has the advantage of that, by my calculation, doesn't really matter too much about the level. You don't particularly need to worry about leveling this one up because it possesses something and it's yours. Yoink. It doesn't really matter about the level, so you don't have to worry about actually leveling this up too much. Obviously, you still want to take it from uncommon to rare to epic to get access to more traits, but as it stands, really quite cool. Will fully heal the possessed target. Possessed targets detonate on death, damaging nearby enemies. Yeah, this mini just gets better every time. Whichever one of these you pick, Will of the Necropolis is actually probably the best one, to be honest, because it means if you've already damaged a tank and then you send in your Banshee, you might possess it, but then it might instantly die anyway. But if you can fully heal a possessed target, in this situation that it showcases here, stealing a golem, let's say you'd half killed this golem anyway, then you send your Banshee in, it heals it back up to full, turns it round, sends it back. It's just it's a great little mini. Very, very good. Abomination, too expensive. Cool, but too expensive. Big, chunky, tanky. Can pull in a ranged mob. This is where it does quite well, and then it does cleave damage. So it's quite cool, but it's just really expensive. And it's hard to get good value out of it. I'm sure there are situations where you can get some good stuff from it. I've got the Noxious Presence trait on it, meaning that it's going to poison things around it. It's going to stand there and take a bunch of damage for a while. So if it's doing this AoE poison at the same time, it often takes out a lot of stuff sort of passively, which is quite cool. He is expensive at 6 gold, though. It's super difficult to justify the top end value minis. That some of them are just too expensive. I try to keep my decks below 3 gold average. My main deck, for example, is a 3.1 average cost. And it means that you can cycle through your deck quite quickly. As soon as you start putting, the only big ticket one I've got in here is the Huntress, but just because she's mental OP. And that's 5. Like, soon as you start putting like 6 gold minis in your deck, it gets really difficult really quickly to get good value from them. And you end up starving yourself of gold elsewhere, which is the problem. The meat wagon, underrated, I think. This one's quite underrated because it can stand out of distance, right? Like a trebuchet, like a catapult, it can stand outside the range of towers. People often see this coming and are going to think, oh, it's all right, the tower will take it down. Nope. This thing's going to sit at the back and is going to wreck your day. He's quite cool. He's quite cool in the meat wagon. I've not used him much. I haven't integrated him into many decks yet, but he is quite cool. What are his traits? Every other attack summons a skeleton instead of dealing damage. Increases bombardment and range by +2. Oh my lord. And gains fury. Greased gears and fillet trebuchet are probably the best ones. Summoning skeletons probably doesn't make all that much value because those skeletons are just going to walk straight into the tower damage in most cases. All that might do, though, is summoning the skeletons in front of it might act as a small shield so that it can get 1 or 2 more throws off. Meat Wagon's quite cool, though. He's quite good. The ghoul, annoying son of a bitch, because he can, once he kills something, if he's not in combat, he will eat from the corpses and regenerate health. Really annoying to take this dude out, because if he takes out a couple of your mobs, he can regenerate back to nearly full health, and then you've got to start all over again. Annoying to fight against. Got a good enough health and with the health regen to not die, and only 2 gold is actually pretty good. Pretty good value, the ghoul. Nice little mini, that one. The gargoyle, flying, armored tank. This dude is crazy good. He is such an annoying. You got to remember that there are only certain things that can hit aerial mobs, and even the ones that can hit the aerial mobs, because he's armored, he can withstand a beating. He's really good at like taking aggro from towers, because most regular pew pew towers are they're just going to dink off his armor. Gargoyle's really quite cool. He's 4 gold though, so he's he's only just really worthwhile at that sort of price. I would imagine. What are his traits? Increasing movement speed by 33%. That's really good. One of his drawbacks is he's slow AF. If you can get him going in there much faster, he's pretty good for sure. On death, summon a statue with taunt, lasts until it's destroyed. I've never seen that in action, so I don't know how well that works. But is interesting. Incoming damage from flying minis is reduced by 50%. Oh, that's also quite cool, because quite often you would counter a flying mini with another flying mini. And if then you can take 50% less damage from other flying minis, it makes him more annoying to deal with. That's kind of the game of this one, to just be a frustration, to be a pain in the ass to take out. Not super tanky, not super fast, but just annoying to counter. That's the thing. You would counter this sort of dude probably with like a blood mage, for example, because it does elemental damage. Elemental damage ignores the fact that he's armored. But like a spearman, for example, what's his name? The Dark Spear Troll, for example, is gonna do nothing against him. His spears are just gonna chink, 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 chink. They're not gonna do any damage. The pumpkin thrower dude, very much similar to this dude. The meat wagon has the ability to attack from range, does splash damage as well. It's elemental splash damage. His range is actually pretty far on it, meaning he tends to stay out of trouble quite a lot. Only 2 gold. Good price, I think, on this. And the poison as well. He does poison damage. So if he hits somebody once and then dies, there's going to be a ticking damage on them all the same. So he's quite good. What are his traits? On death, summon a pumpkin. When it's touched, it poisons nearby enemies. Double bonus. Never ever going to not do damage to something. On kill, poison enemies near the target. Once again, making the poison more effective. Increasing the range by 1 and doubling the splash area. I reckon this would mean that he could actually stand nearly out of the range of towers, I would guess, as well. He's already almost there anyway. So actually all of those are quite good for him. Skellies. These are unbound, meaning you can place them wherever you want. This is a key. You can do what's known as backdooring, meaning you place them behind the line that's coming towards you, and they attack from the back, and often can go unnoticed if you've got a tank like holding aggro. 2 gold here countered 6 gold pretty much. Really good positive trade if you can play them. Often you can use them because there's 3 of them. You can use them to distract a tower for a couple of seconds, to distract them from 3. It's often worth to trade 2 gold to distract 3 hits from a tower if you've got like a big damage mob attacking that tower. Skeletons are quite cool. Cheat death just means that for a second or 2 after placing it, the minis can't die however much damage they take. Once again, very situational and quite expensive for what it does. If you can weave it in to something somewhere, you might get some value out of it. But the reality is it's another spell. Like, spells have limited uses to begin with. The affected minis also gain Bloodlust but die when the effect ends, while the likelihood of cheat death is that they're going to die very soon after it anyway. Affected minis are healed when dealing damage. Affected skeletons resurrect at your base when they die. This could work quite well because cheat death is an undead mini in the first place, or it's an undead spell. Building it into a skeleton heavy build, you could get some value out of it, assuming that it's a good defensive trait, I suppose. I mean, from the word go, it's a very defensive spell in the first place. A good defense is obviously the first part of a strong offense, but still 50-50. And then Skeleton Party. This is the expensive version of the other skellies. Does the same thing, realistically, but summons mages and melee ones. Just, once again, slightly annoying to come against. What you can often counter the melee skeletons, but then not counter the ranged skeletons. It's actually 5 it drops down, isn't it? So similar to the mini skellies. Twice as expensive, but gives you a little bit more than twice as many. If you were going to put one of them in your deck, I would probably put the skeleton army rather than just the 2 regular skeletons. Traits on these fellas. 5-man summons a skeleton tank, a rogue, a priest, and 2 mages. Oh, that could be quite cool, actually. The fact that you could just drop down a 5-man army. That could actually be quite cool. Gain +1 level for each deploy after the first, maximum of 3 levels. You're not going to cycle through your deck that fast. It's 4... You'd have to build... You'd kind of have to build your whole deck around that. You'd have to have lots of other cheap minis to mean that you can cycle them quickly to get back to this, so that you can get +3 levels on it. The problem is, by the time you've done that, you could already be dead. Summon 5 skeleton mages who guard the deployed location. That has uses for sure as well. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And then I suppose the only ones I haven't spoken about are the ones that are in my deck right now, which are arguably my favourite minis. And hence why these are the ones I've leveled up to the max. We have the Quill Boar. He is an unbound mini, meaning you can place him wherever you want. Often I will place him to distract a tower when my mob of minis is running up towards it. He doesn't have particularly a lot of health, but he attacks quite quick. He does reasonable damage, and you know, for as long as he stays alive, he's usually useful. The unbound nature of him is quite good. He deploys slow. He takes a second or two to burrow up out the ground by normal, so I put tunnel vision, which means he just does it faster. But I do think probably the Bramble Burst would have been a better one for me to choose, actually, in hindsight, because he would then do poison damage when he comes up. But Quill Boar's quite cool. Unbound, pretty good. Harpies, one of the most broken OP minis in the entire game. 3 Harpies for 3 gold. They're flying. They do ridiculous damage. They attack really quickly. Look how quickly they carve through this big golem dude. That's a really tanky mob by default, and they just cut through. I also put infectious swipes, which means not only are they attacking through things super fast, they're also doing poison damage. If you can get these harpies to touch the boss is dead in nearly every situation. If you can distract a tower and then the harpies fly in and attack the tower, tower's dead, and they'll all just plow forward. The only problem with the harpies is they move fast, so you have to like get a few things in front of them first and then play them behind, and they play catch up. But if you can master that, these dudes are like crazy powerful. My big Earth Elemental, he is another unbound one. So like the Quill Boar, I run 2 unbound minis, so I can often use one of them to distract the tower, and then I use the second one to stand and hold aggro against anything that turns up to try and defend that tower, and then the rest of my minis just stroll up and take the tower. The Earth Elemental at 3 plus 2 is a total spend of 5, but I'm getting so much distraction and value out of the fact that I'm placing 2 minis. I can place them instantly on the map wherever I need them. For 5 gold, combining these two is like mega value. The trait I've put on this is Obsidian Shard as well, which means when the Earth Elemental finally dies, which it takes a while to do because it's got quite a lot of health to begin with, it then splits into 2. And it splits into 2 smaller elementals who both are tanky in their own right. So with this trait, it's one of the highest HP mobs in the game. It's pretty cool. The Stone Hoof Tauren, if you've been running around in World of Warcraft recently, you'll have been able to collect this one. Lot of damage, charges in, just really strong, hard-hitting mini. Counters ranged mobs really well because of that charge. Ranged minis often get 1 or 2 hits on you before you even get to them. The Stone Hoof Tauren can actually charge in and often take out a ranged mob before it even takes damage in any way, shape or form, so it's quite cool. I upgraded it with Momentum, which means it then has 2 charges. It'll charge once and then it'll charge to something else. Really, really good for hitting a tower and then hitting that annoying ranged mob behind the tower. Saved my bacon many, many times. Really cool. Pretty tanky at the same time. 6,500 health at level 15 without strictly being a tank. It's just tank by the virtue of having a lot of health. Quite cool. Stabby boys. Bandits. Ridiculous value. 1 gold. A lot of people will ignore the bandits because they're like 1 gold. How good can they be? Crazy value. 2 bandits that stealth when you place them, so they are nearly always going to do damage against something. They stun when they hit, meaning often they don't take any damage before they've killed something. And I wombo comboed that even further by giving them poison. So even if they stun, do a bunch of damage, get killed, the poison often kills whatever they attacked first. These are like one of the most ridiculously OP minis in the game. At 1 gold, you can cycle through them really quickly. I often just place them on the map and forget about them. Place them on the map, let them run off, let them do their thing. And they always providing me value. Never do you place these and not get value out of them. They're really good. And the last one, which is one I've mentioned previously, the most overpowered mini in the entire game, is the Huntress. Ranged, fast, reasonable amount of health, throws the glaive and just carves through, can hit ranged, can hit flying mobs, can hit ground mobs. You can stack the traits on her are also ridiculous. Darnassan Steel makes her glaive bounce even more times. Shadow Meld would be a crazy one as well, giving her stealth and ambush. Ambush means the first attack does more damage. Stealth is, stealth. Elven Might is also very good. Deals 50% extra damage on that first initial hit. Everything about this mini is overpowered. The only thing that makes it hard to work around is the fact that at 5 gold it's expensive, but it's definitely worth the 5 gold. This mini alone wins games. Get this thing attacking a tower, get this thing attacking the boss, anything that they play to try and defend, the glaive's going to bounce and ricochet and do damage against. Crazy power. Love this mini. Very, very good. And that, boys and girls, is every single one of the base minis in the game. I know I haven't talked about the leaders. Maybe we'll talk about the leaders another time. But that's every single base mini. If I happen to cut this and turn it into a YouTube video, then Thank you all for watching. If you made it this far in the video, please remember to hit that like button and, of course, hit the subscribe button if you're new around here. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace. There's the outro, just in case I do turn this into a YouTube video. I don't know how long it took me to do that, but there's some 40-odd minis, and I probably spent at least a minute on each one, so I guess that was quite some time, wasn't it? Is WoW open yet? Can we play WoW yet? I love playing Rumble, but I want to play WoW. Let me in, Blizzard. A long time, lol. Sorry. Video sucked. Do it again. Ugh, I might have to. You should do. No need to do the work twice. Well, you know, that's you know, work smart, not hard is the concept there. Is WoW gonna let me in? From the top, but this time with the YouTube voice. I think I probably had the YouTube voice on for most of that anyway. No, WoW's not going to play game today. Looks like we're not playing World of Warcraft. Well, hey, now I don't need to read about all of the minis. I know about them. Hopefully, that's kind of the point. I guess could try starting WoW directly. Problem is I want to log in on multiple accounts and stuff as well. Go in through the EXE application. Let me try. Let me try. If I can get in that way, I will. I'll leave the Rumble up on screen because it blocks my desktop for a second while I do this. I can't even remember where I've stored. Where did I install WoW? I presume I installed it on my main hard drive. I would assume. World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft launcher. No, I don't want the World of Warcraft launcher. I want retail wow.exe. Run. Let me try this. Oh shit, now I've got to remember what my password is. Is it that? Authenticator codes? Jesus, security. This app is going away? What do you mean this app is going away? Battle.net mobile app to continue doing it. Haven't I done that? Oh, Jesus, big numbers. Ah, I'm on a timer! The numbers changed. Why the hell did you get a prompt for the authenticator? I don't. I don't know. I think Authenticator's being integrated to the other Battle.net app. Yeah, I think it has. I've probably just still got the old app up and running. No, it still doesn't let me in. Still doesn't let me in. I guess I'm not playing WoW today then. Oh well. I wish I'd have known that before the stream, to be honest, but at least I got a good Rumble video out of it, I'm sure. Can everybody play? Not yet. Not yet. Global launch is November the 3rd for Rumble. You can pre-register in Google Play or Apple iTunes, iStore, or whatever they call it. Let's just get some quests done. Let's level up Murkai. Do we have it for PC? It's not officially being launched on PC. I use a little bit of software called BlueStacks, which simulates an Android environment on my desktop. So I've been able to get to it that way. But I also live in one of the locations where it has actually been launched, so. Right, these goblin zappers, for example, need dealing with. So we deal with them. We're snowballing. We distract the big gorilla dude, and then we carve him down. Look, GG, well played. GG, well played. Murlocs for the win. Look. Look, Ma, no hands. Winning. Uh, 47 experience. Start needing a lot of experience to level up minis at this point now. Running quests is the most slow and steady way of gaining experience, but of course you can do it in an almost unlimited fashion. There was one day where I hit the limit of the amount of quests you can do. That was a day where I was playing Rumble for like 8 hours straight or something silly though. So I don't think it's going to be too easy for most people to hit the daily limit for quests. I kind of want to take this tower first if I can, although I'm going to have to defend this way, clearly. Okay. The urgency to defend this direction is strong. Take this dude out. They're going to get annihilated. This hasn't gone to plan. This has not gone to plan. These two will take this dude out, no problem. Donk. So you're dead. Let's put you there. They're going to stealthy stealth. We'll distract the tower this way. So he should hold aggro from the tower. Whoa! What happened there? Oh dear. Now we got problems. Now we got problems. This is time for a Huntress special. Beautiful. Distract. Go on, take this tower. I really need to take this tower. Because this... There we go, that's better. Right, now we've secured that side. Oh, shit, I fat-fingered it. I fat-fingered it. That wasn't the mini I meant to play. That was the last mini of that I wanted to play. I wanted to play Harpies. Harpies will cut through this dude super fast. Oops. Okay, we took way more damage there than we should have done because I fat-fingered it. Okay. Really need to take this one now, if I'm honest. Don't need to always take all of the towers. But trust me when I say it definitely helps if you do. I'm just going to double make sure we keep this one. Go on. Yes, there we go. Right, now I've just got to worry about this problem here. This problem can be rectified how? Harpies, but not yet. Harpies now. Harpies go. Harpies go. Murlocs go. Woo! One more hit and we would have been dead then. That means we need to do something about this. Ah, for a general for a basic quest, this is a tough cookie quest, this one. Jesus. Making me work for my money. We've got problems on our hands. A lot of them. Ow! Okay, we've got a real problem. I mean, I really shouldn't lose if we get into overtime now. Let's just ignore that tower. Let's just go on the offensive now. Distract the big dude. Harpies are getting there. As long as we don't take any damage, we should have this. As long as we don't take any damage. Faster now. Faster now. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, we're dead. Oh, damn. Damn. Why all the time you forgetting about mining on the map? Gold mining, one of the... It is actually one of my weaknesses with this game. I do not put enough emphasis on mining the gold. I know that for a fact. I should have my cobalt going up the right hand side of that map, just cleaning up those chests almost permanently. I'm not used to having to play quite so defensive with this little team. That's probably why. But yeah, you're right. This little section, I should be cleaning this up all the time. I mean, we could just go full Zug mode here. Entirely ignoring everything. Ha! Yeah, we should have just Zug, look. Our harpies are just going to cut through him. Okay. Blizzard took us down, but a little bit too late. Zug. If in doubt, hit them harder. I was maybe playing too defensively, trying to take all the towers the first time and ran out of time. Just standing on the Darkmoon Fair merry-go-round queued for time walking dungeons. Yeah, it was about 4 minutes yesterday for time walking dungeons, which was quite nice. 5:30 in the morning. I mean, I'm surprised anybody's playing at that time. But then again, I guess some people are. Let's pick... Let's see if we can get some more of these done. I need an alliance for Morbent Fell. Morbent Fell. An alliance one. Where's you? Let's give you a go. Doing just general quests is probably not too much worth right now if I can get some big tomes and chip away at some of these heroic missions as well.
My shield.
Good thing Blizzard marked that forum thread as solved because they posted a generic "we know our servers are trash" reply. Yeah. It's broken and we can't fix it. Stop telling us about it. Yeah. That sounds about right. Oh, we're causing problems here, you know. We're causing problems. Took his shield. Carved through this dude. We're causing problems. Zug. Go on, Tyrion. Do some heals. Oh, he's dead. Harpies on him. He's got to be dead. One shot. One shot mechanic. Swifty one shot macro. Go. Oh, he's dead. There is no way he survives this. Right, let's just defend just for lols. Yeah, we got him. One shot. Admittedly, we are substantially higher than this dude, but the heroic missions still have some weird and wacky mechanics that you sometimes have to deal with. Boom, give me the experience time. Double XP. Ooh, for a harvest golem as well. 576 experience in one. Double XP twice. Go on then, Tyrion, have some XP, my son. I really should give this to Jaina because she's a leader. I've only just unlocked Jaina though. She was the last one for me to get. Well, at least you're level 10. I think that's every mini at level 10 at least now. Should we just try Blind Mary with this one? Save swap in our deck all the time. You're stealthed. I don't like the fact you're stealthed. That's going to cause me massive problems. Ouch. Yeah, we're getting carved here. We're getting absolutely cooked. Absolutely cooked. Go on, need harpies. I need you in there double time. Ouch. Okay. It's not quite going to plan. I mean, if harpies can do harpy business here, though. Oh, go on. Oh, we might have this. We might have this. Let's defend against this push. We might have this. No. This dude spent too much time pissing about. Look at the poison damage, though. Look at the poison damage go. Bit of defend. Bit of defend. You go up there, get some gold. Bit of backdoor. Double backdoor. Once you start doing the heroic missions, some of their minis start turning up with traits, which you have to kind of adapt to a little bit. I really need to just drop a bomb on this dude, and I can't figure out quite how. And I'm gonna die if I'm not careful here. This is not good news. That is a push that I don't know how to deal with. What did she die to? I don't know what she died to. I'll take it. I don't know what she died to, though. Will this be pay to win? Yeah, it is. The PvP side is very pay to win. But the PvE side is fun either way. Ooh, some experience for me stabby boys. And a level up for my harvest golem. Right, let's see if we can do... Yeah, I'm not trying to hide the fact that this game has some very strong pay to win element. The in-game currency, gold, You are always running low on it, and there are always places you would want to spend more of it if you had more. And so, by proxy of them giving you the option to buy more gold if you want, you can argue that the game becomes pay to win. It's pay to progress is kind of the more accurate description of it. You will progress faster if you spend more money. Is basically how that works. The more money you spend, the faster you'll progress. The faster you'll level up all your minis. The faster you level up all your minis, the easier time you'll have in PvP. The easier time you have in PvP, the higher the ranking you'll have. The higher the ranking you have, the more rewards you get, so on and so on.
Stay sharp.
This thing is going to cook me. Because he eats the first thing that attacks him. So I need a squad to attack him. I'm done. I'm cooked. This hasn't worked as planned at all. Because I can't defend against this dude. I need my harpies to defend against him, and it's too late. Okay. Can you use WoW Gold like in Hearthstone? It's not linked to Battle.net. It's not linked to Battle.net. At least not now. People have asked, and they've sort of, you know, been a bit 50-50 about whether they will or not. But at launch, no, you won't be able to use WoW Gold. They want that cash monies, yeah. They want the real monies.
Behold, my
I've played it for a couple of months, and I should obviously clarify, this is not like an ad, this is not a sponsor spot, this is just, it's a new game that Blizzard are launching that I'm interested in, that I will probably be playing a lot, so I'm playing it, because it's fun. Am I spending money on it though? No, not really. I'm going as close to free to play as I want, and so far, it's been alright to do. Oh, I've got no way of killing this dude.
stay sharp.
I have actually no idea how to defeat this dude. Yeah, I need to think about this one a little bit more carefully, don't I? This needs some ranged something or other. I don't, okay.
More parts for stitches.
Are you in the beta? It's here. I've had access to the game for a couple of months. I live in Finland, though. Finland's one of the countries the game is launched in. The three countries I know off the top of my head. Are you a beta? Well, that's a different question. Yeah, that's a very different question. Similar answer, though. I've messed this up from the word go here, haven't I? Yeah, see, I told you this flipping meat wagon is pretty powerful at what it does. I need you to gobble up something cheap to put your gobbly gobble on cooldown. Oh, you still absolutely carve me. Yeah, this deck just doesn't counter this dude. I need to reconfigure my deck to counter this dude. Oops. Gobble gobbles. Not to drag too much into politics, but I'd say those soft launch countries are beta countries. Yeah. Yeah, that's quite political. No comment. Let's try. We've had some success on this dude. I need a black rock and an undead team. Let's do undead. I like undead because Baron Rivendare is cool because he spawns skeletons all over the place. This one shouldn't be too difficult. Famous last words, obviously.
You'll never break my shield.
I don't plan to break the shield, no. I do need to figure out how to keep you safe, though.
Station.
Look, 1 gold these two cost. 1 gold. Right, get away from the tower. See, he's got one of the traits that does poison damage. Not to my harpies, though. How are we doing up here? Oh my god, we might already have this. We might already have this. Go, go, gadget, go. Go, go, gadget, go. Distract. Yes. Go on, little mage. Go on, little mage, dude. Let the harpies in. Let the harpies clean up. Charge. Dead. Woohoo! There's another heroic mission down. Harpies do harpy things, yep. Harpies do herpes things. I mean, they do they do poison, I suppose. Right, who wants some bonus juice? You probably want some bonus juice. You're a leader, so you get priority. Oh, some points for the Huntress. Don't mind if I do. Lovely. We need a Black Rock leader. Right, come on. If we defeat this, it's another experience tomb, and it's 300 gold.
You'll never break my shield.
Okay, must defend this dude still. Let's defend you properly, shall we? I want you pair over there. I want you zoom in. No, I need to. Oh no, he's gonna die. He's gonna die. That was stupid of me. Now I have a big problem on my hands. Okay. Oh god, double problems, Ogre Mage. See you later, Harpies. Sorry. Okay, I've messed this up a treat. I've already made like 3 bad plays. Oh, this is not good.
My light shall pierce the veil of darkness.
Okay, we might take that tower though. If we can take the tower, we can rescue this. I need Huntress up here, though. I need Huntress double time. Oh, I need Huntress yesterday. Oh, I have to distract this, though. I have to try and protect this priest. Yes, bubble's gone. Got the bubble. What was we... Okay, we took a lot of damage from something, and I don't know what it was. We've got the tower, though. Let's send you up there to get that gold. Oh shit, you were meant to go that way. Oh, I've ballsed it. Ballsed it. We're gonna lose the tower. We're gonna lose the tower now.
My light shall pierce the veil of darkness.
Right, harpies do harpy things. We might be alright here, you know. If we can get a bit of a wombo combo going now. I think we got this. As long as we don't take any more damage, we're fine. Backdoor, backdoor. Harpies on the boss. Got him. Woohoo! Some more experience then, and 300 more gold. I wonder if there's anything in the store I want. Or I should probably save some of this gold. I'm too eager to spend it. This is the point, right? There's always something you want to spend the gold on. It's deciding where you should and where you shouldn't. Tyrion, yes please. Ooh. Ooh. I'll give it to you. Eggs. I will give it to the dragon eggs. Yes, I want this. That's 90 gold. That's another star for my bandit. 7 more bandits, and I'll get to upgrade it. I don't really need to upgrade you any further. Deal 50% additional damage near friendly towers and meeting stones. Oh, for the yeah, that's not great. I don't use okay. There's nothing on okay. There's nothing on my minimap that sorry, on my grid that I actually really want to spend coins on. So I could either recycle it, or I could just wait till tomorrow. Every day the bottom row drops off and a new row turns up. So it kind of gives you a few days to pick them up if you want. I do not think I really want any more from this right now. And I've pushed maybe not as far as I could go, but pretty far now. This Gulia one is frustrating. Although I do need to kill it with a Blackrock team. Is this Blackrock team going to be good enough to take her down? She's annoying though because she regenerates health like an absolute crazy person. If I don't kill it in one go, it kills me, is basically the way it is. Okay, we need to deal with that push. Start with some little minis. Give it a bit of a... I need to defend against this though. We can defend against this with the harpies, but we've got to let this thing attack the tower first. Oh no, it cooked my harpies. In fact, I don't mind the fact it cooked my harpies, to be honest. Because the harpies actually are problematic, because when they die, it causes the boss to just regenerate all its health. I want more big single target mobs. Go on, go on, go on, go on. No, it's regenerating. Oh, God. Okay. It's not gone to plan again. And now it's up to full health, and now it's on the rampage. Okay. You can use BattleNet balance. You can't, unfortunately, no. Yeah, I'm gonna say. Her on a rampage is not good for anybody. This is an L. This is an L. We almost had it, though. We almost had it. As long as we can kill her in one go, we can get this. The way that Blizzard described it is that they made Hearthstone for desktop first and then ported it to mobile, Where this, they've made it for mobile first, and they might port it to desktop. So, unfortunately, it's not going to integrate with Battle.net, meaning you won't be able to use your WoW Gold or Battle.net balance, at least at launch, anyway.
Taz Dingo. This. Station.
If I claim this, can I claim this from the word go and just be a nuisance? Okay. I need to get the Huntress in here. Like, now. Like, go, 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 go. Then we need to drop you down here as a distraction. Or is you here as a distraction? That's a much better idea. That's a much better idea. Go on. Go on. We got this now. We got this. We got this. Go on. More damage. More damage. Yes! See? There we go. I knew just need to take her down in one shot. Could the beta be the reason why you can't use Battle.net balance yet? No, because you won't be able to even launch the game from Battle.net even when it goes live. Or that's what they've claimed anyway. It's not going to have any integration to Battle.net. There's a splash screen for it on Battle.net, but that's just advertising. It sends you straight to the Google Play Store. I mean, it'd be cool if they did let us use WoW Gold. I'd probably burn through a couple of gold caps if that was the case, but... Right, some points for Tyrion. Some... probably the miner dude. Annoying, I need to give points to Jaina because she's a leader. Okay. This is the grid, which is what is the main store. This is where you can choose on a daily basis. You'll get some options on what to purchase here. Obviously, they all cost gold. You have your daily offers for if you want to spend cash monies on a few little things. These are particularly poor value, generally. The special offers, which aren't overly special, you can only purchase these like once a week, I think. And then, like most games of this nature, you have the proper cash shop, which is where you can buy more of the in-game currencies. You can buy both gold and you can buy Arc Energy. Arc Energy is what you need to level up your minis to the higher rarity levels. When you go to upgrade, for example, I think you need like 500 of this to upgrade a mini to uncommon. 99.99 best value. Yeah, it's like I said, there is no way to sugarcoat the fact that there's an in-game currency that you can buy. Meaning, if you know, however deep your credit card is, how fast you'll progress through the game. And the PvP side of it, PvP is partially normalized. Partially normalized in terms of the fact that all of the minis are brought back down to level 1. But every rank of rarity increases the mini level by 1. So all minis are level. Let me show you a PvP battle, for example. So with my main dude, let's pick like you, for example. All minis when you play PvP are reduced down to level 1. 3 of my minis here would be boosted by 1 level to level... Oh, sorry, and the Huntress would be boosted by a level because they have synergy here. And the loadout is upgraded slightly. Plus, some of them have traits, which means they get slightly higher levels as well. So if with this army now, if I went and did a PvP battle, unfortunately, this might end up being a little bit unfair because there's a good chance that there's a good chance I'll get paired against an opponent much weaker than me. Did you get the one-time deal for double the gold? The only money I've spent on this game was the first bundle pack that they sell you, which is a permanent upgrade to the amount of gold you get and a permanent upgrade to the amount of experience you get. It's like 20% or something. Right.
What's the plan?
Oh, we're against Jaina. Jaina and Huntress.
Stay sharp. Stay sharp.
What's the plan?
So you can see everybody's level 1. So it normalizes your levels in PvP.
Stay sharp.
We've had some pretty positive trades so far. I think it's worth pushing in a second.
Stay sharp.
We've done some damage. If we can take this waypoint, this is in the bag. I mean, to be fair, this is already in the bag, but there we go. Down he goes. The PvP side of things, they rotate they change the map, and there's like an affix to the PvP which changes on a 1 week, 2 week basis. I've really not done much PvP at all, as it's not really my jam right now. So PvP Season 3 right now, Timbermore Hold is the map. The guard towers are regular, like, spear-throwing towers. Heroes Resolve is the modifier. Leaders level up each time they're played. So I guess it incentivizes you cycling your hero faster, or more frequently. What are those 3 out of 10 stars? So the way you level up your minis through the different rarity levels is you basically collect duplicates of the minis. So if we take a look at Prowler, for example, in fact, no, this is a bad example. Let's look at something that I've leveled up. Actually, where's Sneed? Sneed is my highest level mini so far. He's rare. This means that I collected a bunch of Sneeds, right? Every time you either buy from the store or collect another one, you'll get a star for it. When I get 25 duplicates, I guess you could say, of the same mini, I'll have enough stars for that mini to level him up. My recommendation to most is to level all of your minis up to uncommon first. It only takes 3 stars or 3 duplicates of that mini to be able to upgrade them to uncommon. And this helps massively with your collection level, which will give you more experience every time you do something in the game. Sneed any good? I haven't tried him yet. He's going to be quite good in PvP, I think. I have my suspicions he might be quite good in PvP. I've not actually played with him much. He's tanky. He does a lot of damage to towers. He has AoE damage, so he's quite hard to counter, which is why I think he's going to be quite popular in PvP. His upgrade, I've got 2 upgrades on him now, which is he gains additional gold when he triggers Sneed Before Greed. Sneed Before Greed means when a siege damage unit destroys a tower, captures a meeting stone, or opens a chest, he gains gold. So the reason I think he might be quite good in PvP is he allows for you to make more mistakes because your gold is going to generate probably faster than your opponent's, giving you, you know, more room to make a boo-boo here or there. Quite a beginner-friendly leader, I reckon, for PvP. But I've not really played with him all that much. Obviously, having more gold means you can flood the field with more minis. Yes, correct. And it's going to be easier to get those positive trades. What's the red currency? I'm going to assume you mean this. This isn't actually a currency. This is like your overall game level. These are called sigils. Whenever you complete some of the main campaign quests, so if you look at the map, all of these nodes on the map are campaign quests. And then eventually, once you unlock the heroic campaign, if you complete it 5 times, you get a sigil. So you gain sigils really quickly at the beginning. Your first 10, 20, 30 sigils you get really fast, but it slows down pretty heavily, much past 50. Sigils are predominantly used. You need a certain amount of sigils to unlock different zones in the map. You'll notice on my map I have everything unlocked apart from this last zone. I need 100 sigils before I unlock this last zone, but I'm not too bothered about that because the only thing here is Onyxia. There is no way I'm going to ever be able to defeat Onyxia, not anytime soon anyway, so... but yeah. Moonglade, they haven't finished developing. We don't know what's going to happen in Moonglade yet. At least so far. Currently playing with the Blood Mage Thanos, level 16 at the moment. He's good in the PvE. I've not played with Blood Mage too much. I've not. My favorite is Old Murkai. He's my favorite because of the just ungodly amount of Murlocs he spawns. It's just fun. How much did the starter pack for the bonus gold and XP cost? I think it was 20 euros. 20 euros, $20, something along those lines. But that's the only thing I've purchased. But yeah. This dude is... I probably should use Sneed more, considering he is both rare and I've upgraded his loadout slot to gold. So he is miles ahead in terms of... I probably should switch from using Murkai to using this dude as my sort of pushing build. The only mob I'm not getting bonus synergy with as well with this loadout is the Huntress. Yeah, this is probably... Although I'm not taking advantage of... I don't have any siege damage units, so I'd never be gaining 2 extra gold. Unless, does this have... Oh no, my Earth Elemental does. Ooh. Let's try using him. Let's try using Sneed for a couple... Let me test Sneed a couple of times. Let's just do a basic quest with Sneed. See how he plays. Sneed was a guild reward, so I was able to level him up much faster. Plus he was bugged at the beginning of the game, and so Blizzard had to hotfix a change for him, which worked in my favour because it meant I got more copies of him than I probably should have done. Oh, they leave damage on the ground. Okay. Need aerial assault, please. God, at level 19, he just cuts through things. That's ridiculous. I was meant to be testing out Sneed's ability, and I've just zerged the boss. That wasn't what I was meant to do. That wasn't the point of me testing him. Too focused on winning. Far too focused on trying to win. So that's a siege unit on a tower, which means when this tower goes down, I should gain 2 gold. Boom, 2 gold. Yeah, okay. That's quite clever. Okay, let's just win now. Let's just go for the win. Snowballs in-game currency. Yeah, that probably wasn't the best map to showcase it or to test it out. If there's a map that's got like a bunch of towers and a bunch of like waypoints to claim, I reckon you could really do some silly things. Any plans for some new Rumble videos? I spent about 45 minutes earlier going through every single mini in the game, talking about their pros and cons, which will probably turn itself into a video for the Rumble channel. Now that we have a launch date for Rumble globally, basically my Rumble channel, I wanted to get a few videos on the channel just so there was something there, but I haven't been too concerned about like daily uploads or anything for it yet, simply because the game's not in the hands of most people. But with a launch date of November the 3rd, I'll probably start looking at doing more steady videos for it in the next few weeks. An epic quest, don't mind if I do. An epic quest, 234 experience. Let's Sneed on Sneed action. Let's see what Sneed versus Sneed looks like. See who can control the tower game. Not controlling the tower game. The irony, there's no flipping towers on this map. Okay. Well, we can do this.
Stay sharp.
I need the harpies to deal with you. Oh, Sneed's going to clean up here, look. Send the Huntress in. Oh, too easy. Too easy. I mean, being 5 levels ahead probably helps. You know, just a thought. Oh shit! He took the thing. Oops. Sacrifice you. Put you in there because you're going to get claimed. You'll get claimed by or possessed. Are you not going to get possessed? No? No possessive? Alright then, fine. If you don't want to be possessed, you don't have to be possessed. Does the game use something like energy to play the PvE side of it? No. It's literally, you know, the only limitation for the PvE side of the game is, are your minis strong enough to defeat the level? The first time you play through the map, that's considered the basic campaign. Once you get 50 sigils, you unlock the heroic campaign, which means you go back and do it all again, but you do it 5 times over. So you can see these are like heroic. I've unlocked the heroic campaign now, so every level now I have to complete it 5 times, once with a different family leader. Once I complete it 5 times with 5 different family leaders, then it's done. So like you can see the early levels, like Elwyn Forest, for example, I've completed all of them. I can replay these levels if I want, but there's no reward for me doing it. I've completed these. So there will come a point where the PvE side of the game is just done. And I guess they will add more to it eventually. And I guess they will give us more reasons to play the PvE side. You will find some credit card Andy will come along and defeat the whole PvE game after spending however much money and then complain that, you know, there's nothing to do. But, well, you shouldn't have credit card Andy then. The PvP side of the game is where you have leaderboards and where you try and rank up. If you look in here, you can see, where do you even see the leaderboards? Oh, here. So you can see PvP ranks and rewards. This is where whales will do whale things and where most people will probably put a lot of their focus. I've not played too much of the PvP. I'll play more of the PvP in the next few weeks so I get a good understanding of it. But I've mostly enjoyed free-to-play PvE side of the game. It's fun. I enjoy it. I'd wait with the content and videos for Rumble since November the 3rd is the start of BlizzCon and almost everybody will be interested in new expansion and other Warcraft and WoW announcements. I will let you into a little secret. I'm already getting more views on my Rumble channel than I am on my main channel, which is silly. YouTube also works in weird ways that it tends to favor videos that are a couple of weeks old with a little bit of engagement on them already. So the next couple of weeks actually works out pretty perfect to start pumping out content for it. Leveling up through here, I mean, if you want to, you know, work your way to the top of this tree, then fair play. But there'll come a point where you just come up against credit card Andes and you just get absolutely smashed. The PvP side of it is going to be where the pay to win will be most aggressive. But the PvE is perfectly fun to play, just, you know, solo. Chill, relaxed, no stress. It's less pay to win, more sort of pay to win faster. Yeah, it's pay to progress, which, you know, there's finite amount of content in the PvE side of it at the moment. The more you pay, the quicker you progress. But if you can have fun whilst slowly progressing, then you don't need to pay. It's far less gross than like sort of Diablo Immortal, for example, where Diablo Immortal, you leveled for a bit and then you just hit a brick wall where if you don't start paying money, you just don't go anywhere. That was the problem with Diablo Immortal, and it was offensively pushy. But, boys and girls, considering we can't play World of Warcraft apparently today, the login servers won't let me do anything, I'm going to call it there for today. It ended up being almost an entirely Rumble stream. I'm quite surprised to see so many people have stuck around and have asked questions and are intrigued about it. So, thank you for that. Like I said a few times, in the next few weeks, I'll probably be launching some more Rumble content on the Rumble channel. I'm keeping it separate from my main World of Warcraft channel, simply because some people will dig it, some people won't. But anyway, yeah, I'll probably be back tomorrow. It's Thursday today, isn't it? So tomorrow's Friday. I guess tomorrow we'll do everything that I planned to do today, which was to play around a little bit more with TBC time walking. and collect some recipes, but that'll have to wait. So anyway, have yourselves a good day, boys and girls. Hit the follow button if you haven't already. Check out the YouTube channels. Make sure you subscribed on the YouTube channels, or of course come and say hi over on the Discord. But have yourselves a good day, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Peace.